All right. I think we're live. We're going to find out. Having a little problem with Skype, so we moved to Zoom real quick. So let me see if I can share my screen. Share. Let me zoom. Zoom. That's the wrong Zoom to share, but I'll take it. For now. Let's see. Entire screen. Show entire screen. I think it's showing you, Tommy. Oh, yeah, look at that. All right, there we go. Oh, Ham, I love it, buddy. All right. Yeah, right. All right, I think I have to check you guys talk because I got to check my settings, make sure it actually hears me. Only 30? Totally. Yeah. All right, so you guys hear me, right? Ham, that's a lot of wind, buddy. Ham, you got to go inside. All I hear is wind. And all right, so Bill says he only hears me. So let me see if I can push you guys through. Bill, do you hear anyone else yet? No, you don't hear anyone else, do you? All right. Start talking to me, fellas.
Check 1, 2. Hello.
I think I got you in.
All right, well, that's it for the Michael DePrima show.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Fade to black.
All right, Bill, let me know. Just make sure for me that everyone is hearing us, Bill. If they are hearing us, awesome. If they're not, let me know.
Why isn't Bill part of the show?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
I don't know. Bill, why aren't you part of the show? Why don't you call in? I'll send you the Zoom link.
He's in the hot tub.
Yeah, he's in the hot tub.
It's hot tub.
All right.
There's a hole in a wash tub.
If you hear us, everyone, let me know that you hear us because my system tells me you're hearing me. There you go. Bill says there you go. All right, we're live.
Sweet.
All right. Inherent Vice. What the heck?
I got a half hour into it.
I got 90 minutes.
Who finished it?
Ham, what'd you get when you're done lighting?
I got about I think I got an hour into it.
Okay.
So
Why did everyone give up? Why'd you give up?
Because it was horrible.
No.
The worst movie.
I kind of equated it to, and again, I only got a half hour into it, but I thought it was more like Napoleon Dynamite in a sense. It didn't really have a story, but it was kind of more about the characters and the mood, and
yeah, and that's
were just
the thing.
kind of watching it.
There's a huge story. All right, so one of the first lines. So it's such a quotable movie. One of the first lines is, "Don't worry about thinking. Thinking comes later." That is that movie. Don't worry about thinking. Don't worry about what it is. That comes later. Enjoy the movie for what it is at first. Watch it through in this trippy, drugged out, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then try and figure out what happens after.
But I couldn't. My attention span.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else. It's very narrow. And there was no story at all for the first hour. So
Yeah.
There was tons of story. The problem is they keep interjecting. There are so many characters linked to so many different people, and there's so many names and all this other stuff that it's really hard to follow. I've seen it 7 times now. And only now am I fully understanding the movie.
Let me just say this though. So when they originally made movies, they weren't really designed to be watched 7 times. It's great that you can and do that now. But here's the thing: if it takes you, and you're actually proving my point. I couldn't connect anyone. I didn't care about anyone. I didn't care what they had to say.
But that's the experience of the movie.
There was so much, but it's been done before, but it's been done better. Like, and I'll give you. So Steve mentioned, what's the movie you just said, Steve? Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite, yeah.
Okay, phenomenal movie, done in a way where you go, this really isn't about anything, but it's phenomenal. This one was just Hollywood bourgeois. Let's just sort of like show how crazy and artsy we are in a really, like, except for maybe the look, a really crappy way. And then we'll throw a bunch of cameo stars in it. And I go, well, you're still not buying me anything. You just, for me, this is for me personally. It didn't buy me anything. I was like, this is the most. Listen, it's got to be interesting though too. It's got to be. There's got to be. I don't care. Like the guys are talking. I don't care. I hated the narrator.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like they want you to watch this movie like drunk or high or whatever. But if you miss one line, if you miss one line, you are lost for the entire film.
Well, you know what's funny, Mike, and you're right. But here's the thing. So if you're going to do something like that, all right. So in my day and Betsy's day, and it'd probably still do it now, but you would get all whacked out and listen to Floyd, or whatever. Mm-hmm. You could then later on you could put on whatever the hell it was, the Under the Rainbow or
Wizard of Oz, right? Yeah.
Wizard of Oz,
and
so I get it. I get all that stuff. I'm just saying. It was pretentious and wasn't done well. It was predictable, pretentious, and wasn't done well. I'm like, I get what they're trying to do. Wasn't that good? Like, that's like, I understand it. It just wasn't.
I disagree.
Uninteresting. Yeah. Well, all right. So I threw my bid out there. Somebody else. Yeah, Matt, you got something to say.
I got nothing to say. Just checking my message from Tim Dangler because we're missing him because he's the only one that's going to side with DePrima on this, right?
Right. I was going to say
I got him. He's coming in.
He's on the pro side of it.
I hope he sides with DePrima.
Coming in hot.
Ooh, Timmy D. Yes. Oh. What an introduction. What an introduction.
Where is he?
Make sure you're unmuted, Tim. I see him.
Oh, you might have to slide that together.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
You got to jiggle it first.
Ooh.
I jiggled it.
What was he listening to? The Danzig Plays Elvis record?
All right, so I got notes. About this movie. So it was a book first. Came out in 2009 by Thomas Pynchon. And no one's seen this guy since like the 80s. There's no like photograph of this dude apparently that he sanctioned since the 80s. I think he was like a 60s hippie druggie.
He's got to be in his late 70s by now.
Yeah, I think he's definitely late 60s, maybe early late 70s. No, it's got to be late 70s, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
All right, so I prefaced on how you should watch this movie. You should watch this movie. Don't think. Thinking comes later. Don't worry about that. You're supposed to just go into this film in this drug tripped out mess while watching. You don't have to be drug tripped out mess, but that's what the movie symbolizes. There are so many different themes in this movie. I mean, like, there's like capitalism. There's sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, there's mafia, beware the golden fang. It's hard for me to go into it since you guys haven't even seen it all.
What's Tim? I want to get Timmy
weigh in on this.
I just finished it today. I finished it.
Oh, Tim, you sound great, by the way.
Boy.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you. No, I finished it. I don't know. Shapeless. I don't know what the...
Oh, so you
Shapeless?
Don't like it. Oh, okay. So it's 4 against 1 here, Mike.
Well, if Jer would chime in, where is this kid?
I don't know. He just says, I can't make it today. He can't make it any day. I think he doesn't want to be live because he's worried about...
highfalutins.
Yeah, he's highfalutin.
Well, he hasn't made it to American Hairlines to get his hair cut, so he's afraid of how he's going to go.
Oh, yeah, probably. American Hairlines. Is that an actual place?
Oh, yeah. Bless you, Jer.
I thought it was Bosley Hair Systems. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's not Jer. Okay, so Cost $20 million to make. Guess how much it grossed?
$1.
1.5 million.
14.7.
That's too much.
So
even.
I saw this movie in
Too
theaters. It's too much. I saw this in
It made
theaters.
like a band.
Okay, but look, I mean, it made more money than Under the Silver Lake, and you guys love Under the Silver Lake. These movies are very similar in certain ways. They
Yeah.
are.
They are similar. I'll agree with you, but I think Under the Silver Lake was done well.
This movie is done amazing. This movie is so well done.
I mean,
It's
like
so boring,
production wise, I thought it looked cool. It had a great soundtrack. Like the couple songs I heard.
Soundtrack was awesome.
Soundtrack was
A
good.
couple songs I heard.
Well, I mean, I didn't
Hard to
watch the whole thing.
So
Yeah.
Paul
How far did
Thomas
you make it?
Anderson.
30 minutes.
30, yeah.
So Paul Thomas Anderson, he had old film stock that he inappropriately stored in his garage in California, 15 years old. And some of the shots he shot with that film stock, and then he modeled the rest of the look after that film stock.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool. Like he wanted
That's
he
cool.
wanted it to have that gritty,
Yeah.
old film stock 35 millimeter look, which is a great idea. One shot when they've got the tie that looks like Shasta. There's one shot there that he uses that insert of that film stock for, and it looks pretty freaking cool. But you can tell there are lines in the film. It's all gritty,
Ooh,
grindhousey. Ooh, Shasta Faye Hepworth. Ooh,
That's
that's
as good as
Shasta
she's
Faye
ever going to
Hepworth.
be right there.
That was the
Dude.
thing too. Like those names that like kind of like I don't know.
Japonica.
It just felt like
Japonica.
yeah.
Right.
It felt like they were just stealing pieces from other movies that I had seen before. Almost
No.
like everything about it felt a little
I
rip
hate
offy
that you feel
and
this
like
way.
so Hollywood pretentious bourgeois like nonsense
No!
without being good. It was so pretentious. It was I don't know how else to put it. I'm like, and all these stars in there, I almost felt bad for them. I'm like, they're gonna look back at this and go, I don't know what we were trying to do. We were trying to be cool, but this really didn't come out cool.
I think this is his best movie.
Wow. But didn't he do Boogie Nights?
He did Boogie Nights, and I
You
love
think it's
me
better
some
than
Boogie Nights. I
It was
do.
amazing.
Get the
Amazing.
First of all, I love Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is one of my all-time favorite movies. This movie, for me, is my favorite movie in the last 5 years, easily.
Get out of here. So wait, let me just.
You
let me
got,
just
guys,
wrap
I'm
this
telling you, you got to keep watching it. You got to watch it again. I told
Oh my
you it's
God.
not gonna. I said it. You're
I'd
not gonna like it the first time. I said it last
I'd
week.
rather hit
I
myself
said you're
in the nuts with
probably
a ball peen hammer.
Steve. You would love this movie. You got to give it another chance.
I have to
Steve's
watch
got to
it.
give it a shot.
I gotta really, baby. Well, I had the same feeling about Eyes Wide Shut. I watched that
Oh, I
the first
love
time and
Eyes Wide
hated
Shut.
it.
Yes.
But then I watched it 4 or 5 times, and the more I watched it, the more I liked it. So
Once
I
you
like
start
Eyes
to
Wide Shut.
understand what Doc is doing, and like, because the first time I watched it, I was like, is he just getting lucky? Is he just like falling into this case? Like, is this person coming and is this person leading to this? And yes, it's some of that, but at the same time, he's an excellent private investigator. Like, there's a time where he's talking with the FBI, and he dismantles the whole FBI's plan. Like, oh, so are you using Mickey Wolfman to get him? Like, he just starts talking about, like, basically saying the FBI's plan. And not only is that great, but you can tell that he's telling the FBI's plan because the FBI, every single person in the room is like picking their nose and like doesn't know what to do. Like, I'm telling you, once you understand what's happening and you see the connections and the relationships between like him and Bigfoot and the relationship he and Bigfoot have, oh man, Josh Brolin in that movie is so great.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he was good.
The movie, you
Josh
will,
Brolin was good.
So another thing they did, they would shoot each scene multiple times and each time make it more and more ridiculous. And then Paul Thomas Anderson, I always confuse those two idiots. Paul Thomas Anderson would take, depending on the mood that he wanted to do, would take the most outrageous. Like, for example, when he looks at the picture of the little girl and and he just screams. He goes, ah!
Oh yeah,
And then like, just, yeah, you saw that part. It's so like, the movie takes place partially in his mind, but also actually happening. Like, most of it is actually happening, but his reactions to things and how he responds, a lot of it is in his head. And there are certain ways you can draw the conclusion of when it is and when it isn't.
All right.
What did anyone like about it?
Yeah.
So, Michael, I want to ask you two questions because you've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
So number one, he has this doctor's office.
Yeah, that's why they call him Doc. His office, his
But what
PI.
is he a doctor of?
He's not a doctor. His PI office is in a doctor's office. That's it.
Just a nick. That's just a nickname.
It's like just a
Yeah,
nickname.
he's a private investigator. He's a private
He's a
investigator,
PI.
has an
Right,
office.
PI.
Yeah,
He's a
basically
brother
like The
Seamus.
Sopranos. Stole that from The Sopranos.
Yeah, like an Irish monk. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then secondly, the other question I had for you, and I don't know if the rest of you guys got this far, but I assume I know the answer to this, but the symbolism of Josh Brolin noshing on those chocolate covered bananas.
I love it.
Is that he has a little thing here with this?
Okay,
with this
so
guy that,
you know what? You just made me possibly realize something else. You just made me subtly realize something else because Josh Brolin in that movie is trying to avenge his old partner through the whole film, which you don't know until the very end.
Right.
So there are
he's
so
really
many layers to
down
this.
on that thing. He's licking the tip and really
Yeah, that was.
he's
I
really
couldn't figure out what it
shaft.
Moto Panakeku.
was. I
Height,
thought it was a
height,
cigar. I
height,
didn't know what it was.
Height.
I thought
Height.
it was a cigar.
I didn't know
I
what
thought
was
that
going
was a
on there.
cigar.
Oh
also.
no, it's a
Heard
chocolate
He's
dip
doing it.
banana.
He's doing it when Doc's sitting right next to him in the car. He's
In the
really,
car.
Yeah, I know.
you know,
Oh, it's a
slapping that
chocolate
thing
banana.
around in there.
It's a
now,
chocolate
now
banana.
I know it's a chocolate banana. Now I like the movie.
All right, let me see if I have
So
any
wait,
other notes.
let
I
me
wanna talk-
just-
go ahead.
Let me just say one. Well, let me say two things. One, so here's the. Let me just throw out a shout out for DePrima. So DePrima gives me 90% of the stuff I watch,
Yeah.
and I like about 99 point. Not only like love, but 99.9. Most of the
Except this
recommendations
one.
of things I watch all come from DePrima. So I was pumped when he gave me this movie.
Sure.
This might be the first time out of 100.
It
He's probably
definitely
given me
is.
over 100 series, documentaries, movies to watch, and I've loved everything he's ever given
But,
me. This is the first time I
Tom,
watched something I go,
I
What?
said last week you might not like this movie.
"You did, you did,
You might
did."
not like this movie. I thought Ham after the second watch maybe would like it. I thought Tim would really enjoy it. Betsy, I thought you would love it, and I thought you would be fighting on my side. But
I didn't
it's
give it a
a
fair
polarizing movie. You didn't. It's a
I love that
polarizing
Ham
movie.
only watched 6 minutes of it, which is even funnier. He's like, he goes, I jumped out of that.
You have nothing else to do and you wouldn't watch it.
I know.
During
Right.
COVID.
I tried it sober. I tried it not sober, and I started it sober. I'm like, all right, this isn't working.
All right, so you know
There
what?
must-
Let's talk about something else. This is not what the people want to hear about. Clearly, we'll have our
This-
own conversation
Yeah,
about it.
this would have been good
separately.
if Jared was on. It would have been good.
Yeah,
if
if Jared was on,
Mike
it would have
had
been
somebody-
good.
I don't
Who
like
knows
beating
it?
up
Jared's
on Mike
seen it.
without somebody in his corner. Yeah, with Mike.
Oh,
in his
I can
corner is
take
not
it.
fair. Yeah.
I can take it. All right, so I'm gonna move on to something different. We're gonna put this movie in the rear view. If we want to talk about it later, we can. I think COVID-19 is going to be solely responsible for the elbow tap. I think we're gonna move away from handshakes, move away from fist bumps. We're going to the elbow tap next. It's
I
hygienic.
agree.
Steve, what do you think?
I haven't really put thought into it, but it sounds
Steve's busy, guys. Steve's busy.
viable. Sounds viable.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm moving straight to the ass slap, like in a football game.
I like that.
Because I mean, there's not a whole lot of. There's no skin to skin there, unless you're in a locker room or something.
Do I have to call you
Right.
coach?
You call me coach.
You gotta say hustle up, hustle
Put me
up.
in, coach. Put me
Or
in.
how about a moon landing? You ever try moon landing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, butt to butt.
Are you going to
Oh,
walk
yeah.
into the room going, "All right, team, today we're working on this." We gonna get uplifting.
We could also do like the kid and play dance and kind of do like a foot smack, you know, like
The
house
wrap
party.
around.
Yeah,
Wrap
house
around foot
party.
smack.
Oh,
yeah.
Jer just
right.
finally jumped in. Jer says Inherent Vice is a great movie.
Thanks for your insight, Jared.
Jeez.
All right, you guys talk for a while. I'm gonna send Jer the invite and see if he decides to come
Okay.
in.
He'd like to
Come
dip in,
incognito.
dip a
You can
toe.
put a hat on, Jared. We won't judge you.
Yeah, Jer, you don't even have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on video.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
gotta
a,
put a bag on your head when you say you like.
it's
that
not
movie.
it may have been adjustment week. He may have been, the adjustment may have happened this week.
Jer, I'm sending
Oh,
it to
yeah.
Jer's box and your business and your work email.
Japonica's box.
Japonica. Oh,
I
but
will
come
say
on.
Martin Short was
That
awesome.
Martin Short cameo was
I don't know if
amazing.
you
That's
guys
the
got-
only
if you
my
got
only
that far.
regret. Now, the only regret was I didn't get far enough to see Martin Short
Oh,
because
Yeah, I
it's
didn't,
so
I didn't
good.
make it there.
Ooh,
And if
look
you
at the
didn't
greedy
see-
little hippie.
If you didn't see Shasta Faye doing her little seductive moment,
gotcha.
then you missed something.
Drink
You,
there,
you
Dangler.
did miss
Yes,
something.
Bill, the chat is really delayed. Bill, you sent that chat, and then I responded, and that's how long it takes for me to see the chat. I believe it's 27 seconds. Sorry.
Bill should know what latency is. I mean, come on.
He's in the
Dangler,
house.
what are you drinking? What's that? Is that Boilo you're drinking? What do you got there?
No, I got this. It's probably like 5 years old. It was in my freezer. I got it from Jeff Reifinger. It's grain
Nice.
limoncello.
Ooh.
wow.
Timmy's
Amazing.
been nursing that. Timmy's been nursing that for 4 weeks.
It's like
I have.
sophisticated moonshine.
Because I don't have anything else, so that's what I got.
Speaking of
halfway through.
moonshine, Ham has this amazing barn that he's told me about, and we have to try and do
still?
something from this barn. We have to have barn parties. We got to get milkmaids. We got to do stuff in this place.
We got to do some moonshine in there.
Ham, tell him about the barn.
Bootlegging.
Bootlegging a movie, baby.
Well, the barn's nice. I got that going for me.
Which is
4,000 square feet, 2 floors. So I decked out the one big room upstairs, the great room. Got it all lit up. I got artwork hanging. I got parts of a moonshine still. All I have left is the cooling coil. And it's pretty sweet. You can play poker in there. You can smoke cigars.
Was
Sleep there.
who was the guy on? Was Tickle a consultant in your moon?
Oh, did anyone watch Tickled
He was
yet?
the production designer.
Yeah,
did
good
not.
deal.
Yeah.
All right, Tickled
that,
is
Mike?
the next movie. Tickled.
Tickled.
It's
Is it a
on
movie?
Hulu. Yes, it's a movie called Tickled. That's our
Is
next
Is it
movie.
any good?
It's a
The people all over,
documentary.
like a tickle fetish movie.
It is, right?
It's
What else
weird.
could
I've
it
seen
be?
it. I heard it's.
Oh, it really is. It's about
Tommy,
tickle fetish?
Tommy, you're gonna love this film.
I'll dig that. I dig
Yeah.
that.
I'd rather watch a movie called Balloon. People with balloon fetishes. That's cool.
Balloon
Yeah, I heard
knots.
about that too. That's a thing.
They lick them, they kiss them, they caress.
Oh,
Oh,
The trick is you got to wet the end real good.
Ham, make some original content about that balloon wedding and stuff, and we'll throw it on.
Celia Fisk. Balloon knots.
balloon knot.
All right, Jeremiah Rouse is making pizza with Michael Farabach, so he can't join us tonight.
ooh.
We could both get in. Get
But
Michael
we
in
told
there,
him
too.
about this last week, so whatever. It's been 7:00 for the
There's
past
no
3 weeks.
They're sharing a chocolate covered banana over there.
Yeah, they're sharing something.
It's like Lady and the Tramp. They're eating it from both ends.
Hopefully it's not the COVID. Sharing the COVID.
Yeah, I can't get Farabach on this podcast
The
either.
Blovid. Now, he's
Ooh,
in
the
the witness
Blovid.
protection, I think. I heard that something at
Yeah.
that silk mill that he got the joint over there.
I think Jer actually swapped a Fauerbach for a Gina. I think Gina's living in the studio.
Yeah.
Fauerbach's living in his house.
That was by Gina's request, probably.
Oh yeah.
All right, so how did everyone waste time this week?
It was a
Well, I
lumberjack.
did finish Inherent Vice. I did. I was the one guy that finished.
Timmy finished it.
It
It took him a
3
full
days,
week.
for you.
3
Yeah.
days, and I
3
made it.
days.
Yeah,
It's like
it-
Irishman, which is like 8 hours long.
I did an hour, and then today I did whatever. Like 30
Inherent
minutes.
Vice is 2 hours and 28 minutes. It's a long movie.
Yeah.
It's a long movie. It's worth
Yeah.
every minute of it.
They could have cut off an hour and a half of that movie.
No.
Or I would
Height,
just cut off
height,
2
height.
hours and 28 minutes.
I want to keep talking about it. I got all this stuff to say about it, but I can't. I got to wait. All right, so since we are here, what is everyone else doing to kill the
What
time?
else you laying
Tommy.
down over there?
Morel hunting.
Oh yeah, Ham, tell us about the
What's that?
morel.
Oh, you're Morel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tell us
what's
about the
exciting
morels.
these days. Walking around my yard, looking down on the ground for morels, which was really surprising because somebody put it on Facebook, and I'm like, where the hell did you find those? Like, oh, Wissahickon Park outside of Philly. I'm like, really? So Emily called me up. She's like, I think there's a morel on the ground. That Quinn recognized it. He thought it was a pine cone, like a weird pine cone growing out of the ground. So I went up, and there are tons of them.
In your backyard.
I could forage them and sell them, but there's not that many. Not enough to sell. I'd rather eat them because they were delicious. Sauteed them in
Right.
butter, put them on top of a steak, and I also made a risotto. I put the morels in the risotto.
Nice.
Excellent. What kind of risotto?
I made ramen noodles on New Year's, and I froze some of the stock, which I cooked the stock for 12 hours. It's a 12-hour stock, and saved some of that. So I made the risotto out of that with the morels and some fresh picked peas.
Nice.
Was it creamy?
It was creamy, yeah, naturally creamy because it's risotto.
Dangerously
Nice.
creamy.
Yeah.
All right. So Jer says this show is too early for him, so he can't do the show. Farabach says yes, they are making out, and Gina does live in the studio now. They've kicked her out.
So it's too early for him to be on it, but it's not too early for him to watch it.
I think it's too early for him to have a drink. Maybe, I don't know. He's got the candidas.
The COVID-ditas.
The COVID-ditas.
So Matt, did Emily's taste buds come back yet, or did they get burned out for good?
I think they're shot. Yeah, they're shot. She's numb.
Why would your taste buds get shot from a mushroom?
Well, so the thing is, all the morels are grown at the base of hickory trees for some reason, because there's tons of hickory nuts, which I don't know if they're getting all their energy from the hickory nuts or just because the hickory nuts are subduing the grass growth. Not quite sure. But Emily's allergic to hickory.
Oh.
But, it's mostly just, I guess, hickory pollen. So maybe somehow pollen got into the broomy.
I don't know if I've ever had a morel. I've heard it has like a nutty taste to it though, right?
I guess it's nutty. I mean, it's just like a really pungent mushroom,
Yeah.
but not
It's real strong.
Truffle, I think, can be
Like a truffle, right? Like a truffle?
pungent.
Yeah.
It's like a mix between a regular mushroom, and a truffle. It's
Gotcha.
got tremendous flavor, great texture because it looks like a sponge, lots of nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Delicious,
sucks up
really
that
neat.
cheese.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know who loves them? Moomin.
Can you
Yeah,
grill them? Can you grill them or no? Are they
They're
big?
too
pretty
small.
Too small?
So a lot of people will kind of batter fry them, but I just did butter, salt, and pepper, and it was awesome.
Nice.
A little
All right.
highfalutin, I understand, but
We got about 10 to 15 minutes left on the free call. What do we want to talk about? You want to talk about COVID? You want to get into COVID?
Well,
Yeah,
all right.
sure.
So
That's been done to death.
I did hear a new one. Wait, but I did hear a new one. I did want to bounce this off Mike because he's always reading up on this. Did you see like CNN's report today with that microbiologist? He basically the sum of it was he
It was
basically
on CNN.
said,
He didn't watch it.
Yeah. What do you
Well,
think I watched?
Was it on? Was it a QAnon link or something?
It's like
it actually,
me watching
watched it.
CNN is like you watching Inherent Vice. It's never going to happen.
Right. I know that. I'm sorry. I don't mean it was. I read it. I didn't watch on CNN.
Sure.
I just read it. It was on the news, but it was he quoted back to CNN. But basically, it was a microbiologist, and he basically just said it was really depressing. He just basically said, he goes, I don't really know what all these politicians or whatever's talking about. He goes, I'm a microbiologist. He goes, we're nowhere near being through this thing. He said,
Oh yeah.
60
Sure.
to 70%. He said 60 to 70% of us are going to get this. He said it's really dangerous. He goes, and this is going to last. Wave comes, fall, winter, whatever. He said this is going to last 18 months to 2 years. He said so.
Okay,
The weeks
I
that we're
totally
counting right now
believe
are
that.
what? Yeah,
I
and he
totally
just-
believe that's true.
Yeah.
COVID will be a thing for that long.
Yeah,
What I fear is that
Here it
the
comes.
government tells people when and where they can't
bingo.
do
That's what I was
things.
getting at. That's what I was getting at.
If we
That-
want to wear face masks, or if we want to choose to go out and live our lives and open up our restaurants or do whatever we want to do, we should be able to do that, knowing full well the risks and being responsible enough to take proper precautions.
But that's also saying, I've heard it put, and I didn't come up with this, but I've heard someone say that's like having a peeing section in a swimming pool. It's going to affect everybody in the pool.
Yes.
You say, well, I'm going to take the risk, but now the flip side of all this
Right.
is that you got people that are out of work. They got to you guys know more than
Exactly.
anybody. You got to make a living. I mean, there's got to be something in between.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 6 weeks? Nothing in the state of Pennsylvania for freelancers. There is zero assistance. I don't know about you guys in New Jersey, but there's zero in Pennsylvania,
Nothing.
and there's no way able to work.
Right.
So I'm trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's brutal.
You know,
It
I
is.
have
It's
a
brutal.
cousin in New York State. I mean, he's been collecting for, a month already at least.
Some
Yeah.
people
He
are.
signed up in the system and he's been collecting, and I'm like, what?
Nobody in Pennsylvania that is a freelance gig worker, restaurant, blah blah blah, can get a fucking dime.
The
Yeah,
benefits
that's
are
fucked up,
not
dude.
made for small business owners. Right now, they are not written for small business owners,
Nope.
and it's affecting New Jersey's really. So my brother, he's a freelance photographer, hasn't been able to get anything yet. Hasn't been able to get a dime because he owns his own business, and because maybe you make over a certain bit, like, oh, no benefits for you. But it's like, all right, I might make that much, but my overhead is just as much. I own a small business as an LLC.
Yeah.
Like just because my business generates that much income doesn't mean that I'm taking home that much.
Right. I have $5,000 a month in loans for my company with Tony, and can't get anything.
Can't get
So
a dime.
Those loans apparently don't exist in the government's eyes. So, but they do.
Yeah.
So about that. So here's the thing, Tommy. I want to know who that CNN guy is who wrote the article, because it seems like the people who are making the policies are people who are like, look, this is our graph. This is what the projections say. They're not worried about what the data says. They're worried about what their projections say.
So this guy was quoted. The guy, he wasn't a writer of an article. He was a microbiologist, and he's out of the University of Minnesota, and basically like one of the top guys or whatever on this. And he's been I guess researching and he's a microbiologist, been doing stuff for epidemics or whatever in the past 20 or 30 years. And he basically just said people have no clue what's going on right now. Like, he wasn't really outing anybody. He just said, according to science, he goes, we don't have a cure for this. He goes, and so basically how
okay, but we don't need a cure for this yet. We need herd immunity for this. Look at Sweden.
That was the next thing he said. Said herd immunity can't take place until we let everybody out.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what he said. It's exactly
Absolutely.
They're still not 100% sure that you can't get it twice, right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So then herd immunity doesn't work if you can get it again.
Also true.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his point was just a doomsday. All I'm giving you, unfortunately, is a doomsday look at it.
I mean, the herd immunity thing with Sweden, I did hear, I read an article that said it was working, and then I read another article that said it wasn't. And they both quoted statistics and studies. And, just like anything, you can spin the numbers to work in your favor, no matter which end of the argument.
I think in Sweden, they were saying they were having like a record number of deaths and blah, blah, blah. But then it'll be over. Like, oh, yeah, they have a lot of deaths, but now they're done.
That's what I was saying. If by flattening the curve, you're still going to have the same amount, or I'm posing the question, are you going to have the same amount of deaths just strung out over a longer time? And if that's the case, then you're trying not to overwhelm, I guess, the healthcare industry.
Yes.
And then you're not going to have some people die because they can't get care.
Yes, that was the idea of flattening the curve.
Right.
The idea of flattening the curve was to, let's wait this out so that the spike doesn't happen. Healthcare industry is okay. Like they thought, Cuomo thought they were going to need 40,000 ventilators. They haven't needed more than several thousand. Which it's like, all right, we went into overhaul for that because we were looking at models and not looking at what's actually happening. But it was too early to tell.
But the numbers are only valid if you get enough tests. Like, you can't say that state only has this many cases. Well, that's just how many they tested. Like,
right.
If you don't have access to tests.
But Ham thinks we had it. Ham thinks we had it at the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of people that think that, and I have some family members that they had a young. My nephew is like 7 years old, had like a crazy fever, and this was early like January.
I had a family member who she lost her sense of smell for a week after the cough was done.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, maybe she had it. Maybe I had it when we went to the Super Bowl, Tommy and Matt. Yeah. Matt, you got sick right after that. Muma got sick for a year.
Got sick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tommy, you're the only one who didn't get sick.
Yeah, but maybe I might be immune to it.
He's been working out.
Yeah, but maybe that's why Muma was sick for so long. I mean, that's maybe why he had COVID.
It's possible.
He might have had COVID. So it affects different people differently.
But I can't see how you can make any of these decisions unless you test people. And then you've got people in the government that don't want to do testing because they're afraid that that's going to rise, make the numbers rise, and then they won't open things up.
See, I don't think they're afraid that it's going to make the numbers rise. I think they're afraid of what people are going to think if the numbers go up again, because the panic that ensued the first time. Well, yeah.
I know, but it's you're afraid of the truth. Otherwise, you are projecting and guessing.
It's not afraid of, but again, I don't think it's afraid of the truth. I think people want the truth. The problem is, how is the media going to spin the truth? Are they going to say, look, people are going to get it and this is what's going to happen?
There's nothing. I'm just saying there's nothing to spin. X amount of people have it, are positive.
Oh, there's plenty to spin. If you start saying, oh, everyone, if you look at like the number of cases, like the millions and millions of cases versus the millions and millions of deaths, or who is more susceptible to it, we already know certain types of people, certain ages, certain ethnicities are predisposed to it right now because of it. So for those people who are not in that risk group and want to go out and start the economy again, maybe they should be able to go do their thing. If I want to open up my business and allow people to come into my business, I should be able to do that and give people that option and get over the hump and move on, because a lot more people are going to die from starvation at this point. If we shut down the economy, we're shutting down the economy. That means
food chain.
Food chain, 100%. It means that if that truck was supposed to deliver pork product to here, and then that same truck, which is just a truck, was supposed to bring grain from there to here, but they're not producing pork anymore, that truck isn't there to deliver that grain from so-and-so to so-and-so. And we're in some big trouble. So people need to start working again.
But the argument against it, and just devil's advocate, is when you talk about the healthy people getting back to work. There's a lot of people that are caring for an elderly person and they can't go back to work and risk themselves getting sick. And then they can't then collect because the government, everything's open. So this is the one way the government wants to open everything, to stop paying unemployment.
Yeah.
But no, you can go back to work. That's your employer's fault. And then they don't get any government assistance because you're kind of fucked. If you do have some reason where you have to care for somebody or whatever, you're just gonna go without.
You're put in a position to make a choice. Like, am I willing to risk my relative's health for me to make a living? Sucks.
Yes. And the government won't do anything for you because it's now your choice.
Well, let me ask you this: like that, we have obviously a lot of people have different political views, but I'm trying to figure out how to phrase.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to judge you for the way you phrase something.
No, I'm not judging it, but I guess I don't know. The testing part is just I think it's all linchpin, and I just think that a lot of people are just don't want to do the testing because it's going to just not skew the numbers. It's going to actually give you real concrete numbers to work with, and then I think it's the only way you can make a decision on this stuff. I don't. The projections, I don't think, to your point, Michael, 40,000 ventilators. There's no way they were going to use that many ventilators. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
No, and again, we, to the audience watching, not professionals. Sure. Just professional workers who we all, in some way, shape, or form, work for ourselves or have our own business. And it's decimating a lot of people in our industry. The trade industry, the live show industry, the broadcast industry. Yeah. It's, we're in trouble.
Side note to that. Tui said the conversation got boring. Talk about Glenn Neighbor or Wally.
Tui's working every day, so the conversation's very boring to Tui.
Right.
That's the problem. I see people on Facebook. I had a Facebook. I wouldn't even call it an altercation because I don't get in Facebook arguments anymore. There's no point in getting an argument on Facebook. No one's going to win, right? I typed to you. Ooh, I typed to you. Ooh. But I'd had enough. Someone had posted something about how it was Ivan Drago. It was a picture of Ivan Drago. And you know that if he dies, he dies. His caption was, "What I say to protesters, if they die, they die." It's like, okay, you are totally not thinking about the perspective of the protester.
Right.
Like you think, oh, that protester, they just want to get their hair cut. No, but let's think about it. The haircut industry is a very easy industry to be safe about. Everyone wear a mask. Try not to touch each other, touch the hair, wash your hands. That industry can be opened if everyone chooses to wear a mask and the business owners follow the right precautions. There's no, like, the media made it seem like people we just want to get our hair cut. No, it's people who own these salons and own these barbershops who are like, I can work. I want to work. I'm not making money. I want to do this.
Well, what
And
the profit margin on a barber shop is like this.
Yeah.
Those guys get,
Just like a restaurant. Same as a restaurant. A
$20
restaurant's different, though.
Right. You could charge an arm and a leg for a foie gras.
But still,
a
you're
barber
interacting with people
has to
eating.
constantly churn out haircuts. They're never going to catch up. That money's never coming back. Just like us. I've lost, I don't know how many days of work. I can't invent days. I can't make up new days. Those days are gone forever.
And this is Matt Ham saying this stuff.
Well, so Matt, let me ask you. You're hurting for work because you're a freelancer. What if they said, "All right, we're gonna open things up"? What's your take on that?
I'm all for it.
How do you feel about it? You're for it.
As long as there's, if there's measures put into place to keep everybody safe-ish, I'm all for it. But hang on. Yes, Quinn.
Do we want to continue with this? I'll make a new Zoom link if we want to continue.
Sure.
You guys let me know.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, good. Keep talking. I'm going to make a Zoom link now. They'll hear you. They won't see you, but
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I can see both sides of the story. It's just the
yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. I know some people whose parents have died. Oh, okay, yes. We
Guys, now they said my parents didn't have COVID.
Right.
They were old. They had a heart attack, or they had pneumonia, or they died. But the hospital put down COVID. So what's going on with that? Is that a thing now, or what?
it's probably like an insurance thing.
Yeah. Really.
Maybe the insurance company doesn't have to pay out as much if they say COVID. Maybe there's a bailout from the government.
I also think they just don't know yet. I think it's just so new. Like, I keep reading, there's they have more and more different side effects that are coming.
Well,
up,
they're
like
going to
a
be
weird rash.
When you look historically on flu deaths, they're going to be 0 flu deaths this year because they're all being attributed to COVID.
Right.
So
Right.
is it that they're fudging I don't dude, I don't care. I just think we need to get people need to start, we need to find a way to get people back to work.
Yeah. But our industry is going to be dead last in all this. Nobody's like, who gives a shit about what we do? Nobody. They think it benefits nobody.
They don't
So
need
we're-
it. They don't
we're
need
gonna
it
be
right
last.
now. They're doing
Yeah.
Zoom. They're doing YouTube meetings. It's like, hey, we don't need these guys anymore.
I agree. We're behind haircuts, restaurants, all that shit. We're way behind that. I'm serious. It's
No, we
the
are.
truth.
there's no benefit to us and everybody else's eyes. And, you know, I'm thinking like when we come back, you know, I got to raise my rate because there's no economic support for me when all this shit happens. I should raise my rate. Problem is the opposite's going to happen. I'm going to have to lower my rate because every other fucking asshole is going to do it for half my rate.
Absolutely.
So now, I mean, we're going to be crushed. So, and they're going to want smaller crews because there's less contamination that way. So you got to wear 3 hats now. You got to do sound and video and lighting and prompter.
Well,
and band things are coming back.
Let me ask you this. I bet you that we are, I mean, obviously the circumstances are different, but we are probably like a group of guys that were in like the printing press industry. And all of a sudden word processors came out.
Yeah.
What do you say to those guys? And I would be the first one to probably say, well, hey, dude, educate yourself, stay with the times, don't stay in an old, industry that's no longer relevant anymore. Are we at the precipice of something like that?
We very well could be. Because everybody's getting by. Just look what we're doing right now.
Well, look at Tommy. He's got a green screen behind him. He's sitting in his bedroom.
I don't have headphones or a microphone, and this is working just fine.
Exactly.
Good enough to get your point across. You can
good
share.
Enough for these corporations that don't give a shit.
Good enough for government work.
Exactly.
And Matt, I always compare it to, when reality TV broke through. Then you remember how, for all of us, you guys, all of you guys, Mike, you probably remember too, the standards of what we did went way down.
I jumped in during reality TV. So because reality TV, obviously, is the only reason I probably still work in this industry is because that's what fed me for a year.
Sure.
When I first started.
For us, it was a shakeup in what we did because people go, I don't give a shit that the audio's not good. I don't give a shit that it's not lit. I don't give a shit that it's not whatever. It was weird to work that way. You just go, what are you talking about? We can't shoot. It looks terrible. They're like, no, just shoot it. And shoot it with a $2,000 camera instead of a $50,000 camera or an 80, whatever they were. I don't know.
Sure.
But
yeah. No, Matt knows shit. I mean, the amount of money you just spent on glass is tenfold more than the freaking cameras now. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was bad timing, huh?
Yeah.
But I've been making moves, like thinking about what's going to happen after this, what I'm going to do after this, just to try and get something down on paper. Think about what am I going to do. I'm buying gear. I'm buying live gear in case someone's like, I want to do a quick 3-camera webcast and I need so and so. Like I'm trying to make sure I have everything in place so that if I get a phone, for example, I've got a wedding next weekend, next Saturday. There's a wedding happening. They're limiting the amount of people can be there. The groom's parents can't be there because they live in Georgia, but they still want to have their wedding on the day they were supposed to have their wedding. So I'm going there. I'm doing a quick 3-camera HDMI setup and I'm going to put their wedding out. Like I'm trying to think of everything I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying.
New normal, right?
You have to if they're going to always need editors. Like now you start, camera guys are going to start learning, or audio guys start learning how to edit video and things like that. That's
building graphic packages. Animation is going to be huge.
Yes,
you can do that by yourself. You can do it remotely with multiple people animating something.
Yep. It is. It's like you're in an industry that's on the tail ends, and you got to kind of reinvent yourself.
But is this necessary? Is it necessary? Can't we just go back to what we had?
No, it's necessary. The business dictates it. I mean, regardless of what you think, like whichever way the business
because it's
going
to save businesses more money. Yeah,
you got to go that way. It's not right. It sucks, but
you
gotta read the tea leaves.
Yeah. If it's going left, it can't go right.
Right. Yeah. I wanted not to go back to the COVID thing, but I kind of lost my train of thought, and then now it just came back to me. Do you think that I thought it was, and I still think it's crazy that there's no reliable source on what is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if it was, because now it seems like it's being left up to the local government. And let's say a governor does one thing, but then the mayor of a city disagrees with the governor. And would it have been better if it just kind of came out federally? Here's the guy, especially at first. here's the guideline, and then everybody kind of stick to it. And then as things went by, you can now start to kind of.
I got to tell you no. I got to tell you no, because that sets a precedent that the federal government can tell states what to do, and the states were meant to act separately from the Fed. So as a constitutionalist, no, we are a states' rights country. States can choose what they want to do. It's the state's responsibility to make sure that they have their stockpile. It's like what happened in New York. Cuomo was like, we got all this, we need this, we need that, demanding what they need from the federal government. And people gave Trump a lot of shit for it, because he was like, no, this has been your responsibility. This has been your responsibility the whole time. You can expect us to do something that has never been our responsibility because you say we should do it. You've meant to have been prepared for this. No. So the governor of that state supersedes all the mayors and everyone else. So if that mayor is not listening to that governor, that mayor needs to listen to that governor. They are the governor of that state, which is the government for that mayor. That's the constitutional take on it.
Yeah.
So if de Blasio, just because I'm using a state of New York and the city of New York, if de Blasio wants to do something like tell Jews that they can't have a funeral, like he did for some reason, singled out the Jews for some reason, if de Blasio wants to do that, probably should have checked with Cuomo first to make sure that that was something that Cuomo wanted him to do.
I read that tweet. He said Jewish and others. I mean, he didn't say specifically just Jewish.
He should have just said everyone.
1,000%
It's a sensitive subject, dude.
Exactly. 1,000% agree. But,
well, they're the only religion that requires that you get them in the ground in like 2 days, right?
Exactly, right? Like that's part of their religion.
Yeah.
The state separation of church and state. You cannot tell that church what they can or can't do, especially if it's their religious belief. If they don't get them within the ground in a certain period of time, they believe that it doesn't follow their religion. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to do that.
They could have got them in the ground. They could have got them in the ground without everybody watching.
Yeah,
probably true. Probably
they
true.
own B&H. They could have got some live stream stuff in there.
They own New York.
B&H.
They got delis.
They could have catered it.
They could have catered the whole thing. Would have been great.
Ooh, that pastrami.
Ooh, dude, I have not been to Cats in a long time.
So good, dude.
What's the thing you miss most that you can't do because of this? What would you?
I'm going to tell you.
First thing you're going to do.
First thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go to TJ Maxx and just walk around. I'm a Maxxinista. I don't buy much. I just like to go and see what I find.
Is TJ Maxx a women's? I thought that was a women's store.
No, dude, they got tons of great stuff. You got to go to TJ. You got to get to TJ Maxx.
Dude. I thought it was like cheesy prom dresses.
Marshalls for life.
So you got a Marshalls around you. I'm not populated enough. The area I live is not populated enough for a Marshalls. But I love Marshalls. They got that shoe rack.
Marshalls?
Oh, Stuart goes.
He goes to Kohl's.
Oh, Stuart's a Kohl's man. Yeah.
Where does he get the boots? Where does he get them boots?
Stuart gets the boots from traveling.
Get them boots.
Oh, I should get Stuart on. I should do a Stuart episode.
Oh God, that would be scary. From his house, he should give you like a MTV Cribs of his house.
That would be scary.
Timmy, I will give you a rate. I will give you a day rate to go to Stuart's house and shoot a Cribs episode.
Oh yeah.
Hazard pay. You have to get hazard pay, Tim. Don't listen to him.
I got sponsors. I got BK and Jane's.
So what would you other guys do? What are you missing the most because of this?
I want to go to a bar.
Number one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to belly up to a bar, hang out, talk to people, group, whatever. Mm-hmm. And also, I want to go see live music. I have tickets to see a few bands this summer that I'm really excited about, and going to see Built to Spill in Rhode Island. That's probably not going to happen.
I saw an article that said no more concerts until 2021, summer of 2021. I was like, I mean, I guess.
Listen, this is what I was trying to say to you guys about that article today. It was really a doomsday type article, but they were basically saying what the government needs to do is stop getting our hopes up by moving it 15 days or 30 days every 15 days, and just say, this is a lot bigger than we're telling you, and That way you can
course.
get your mind around it a little bit better. I'm not trying to be a jerk off.
I
but
think
it's
we're
the
playing
truth.
into the hands of whoever made this happen. I think we're playing into the hands
But
of
what I'm
of
saying
that.
though, it was April whatever 15th, and then it was April 30th or May 1st, and then it was May 15th, and now we're looking at June 1st. Now we're looking at June 15th. It's
I
just
think-
But you have to
Yeah.
understand there's a role of the government to keep people in line to a certain sense. If you tell
Yeah.
people, yeah, you know, we're not going back to work for 3 months,
Yeah.
there's something right about leaving hope, like
yeah.
yeah.
putting hope
Yeah.
up there,
I
right?
think
Yeah,
it's
I agree
human
with that.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they canceled schools like a month ago. Like,
Yeah.
why not
Yeah.
just push it in 2 weeks? There could be a cure around the corner. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
like now that's it. Now they're talking about in the fall that kids might not go back either at all
Yeah,
or
it's so crazy.
every other day.
They can't. How can you
Dude,
do
Yeah.
okay, so they were giving Trump shit for saying like, okay, we might get back by April 15th. And I think people were like, "Oh, okay, at least we'll be back by April 15th." Trump was lying, straight up. 100% lying. He knew
Right.
we were not getting back by April 15th. But if Trump had gotten on the air, they're like, "But," and the media was like, "But sir," they didn't even call him sir. But what about this that's saying this? He's like, no, I
Yeah.
think we can open up. If he had said, you're right, we don't have enough ventilators, we don't have enough anything, we're 100% screwed right
We're all
now,
cooked.
Yeah.
everyone would have went crazy. But as the leader, the leader of the country, he said, no, we're going to be all right. We're going to get back.
Yeah.
We'll be back by April 15th. I want to be back by Easter.
Well,
Yeah.
you're mixing two things. There's one thing about being a kind of communicating in a positive way about, but truthfully about what's going on, and then there's a different thing of saying yes, we'll be back by April 15th. Like I think those are two different things.
Yeah, but he
Like,
was not saying we'll be back. I misspoke. He was not saying we'll be back. He's like, I hope to open up by April 15th.
Well, I mean, no, I don't want to get into a conversation.
No, it's not an
about
argument.
Trump.
It's not an
It's
argument.
not an argument. I know it's not an argument, but I guess obviously you're going to see things from your point of view, and other people are going to see things from their point of view. So, and the problem is, I think that I have my view, and I think it's my job to convince you that you're wrong. And that's not the way to have a conversation.
Oh, no, I never
Right.
think it's my job to
Well,
convince.
I'm not saying you do.
Oh,
I'm not
no, I
saying
know.
you do. I'm just saying people, though, like it's always like when people want to have political conversations, it's not a political. I'm not. People
I
don't
totally
listen with
agree.
an open mind. They just
Right.
say, my job is to convince you you're wrong and I'm right. And that's,
Yeah.
you can't have a conversation.
This is what I tell people. See, that's how a lot of people go into conversations, especially on Facebook. On Facebook,
well,
people
I
go
don't
into
bother.
conversations like wanting to like diss or whatever the other person. For me, if I'm having a conversation with someone of the opposite political belief, my intention is never to convince that person of the way I feel. My intention is to convince the people who are not participating in the conversation of the way I feel with facts and evidence. I'm never, like Steve, if we were to have a conversation about why I think it was right of Trump, like we're talking about right now, to like not make people worry about what was going on because he knew we were not in a position to handle what was happening right now. And not because of the federal government, but because historically it's been the states, it's been up to the states to take care of this stuff, and we have not been ready. My goal is not to convince you about that. My goal is to convince people who are not talking on the sidelines to understand my point of view and why this comes.
I think it would be just that you would just have a conversation about why you feel he did the right thing,
Sure.
and then be open-minded to hear somebody counter that opinion.
Oh no, I'm always open-minded. I've had conversations
Yeah.
with people and it's completely changed the way I think about things, and I
Right.
appreciate that. That's the thing. I want dialogue. I want people to feel comfortable enough to tell me about how they feel this way and why they feel that way. I have these conversations enough that I know why and how I feel these ways, and I can articulate it. A lot of people can't, and I think that's a problem. If I don't know why someone feels that way about something, and I don't know the fundamental reason about what it comes down to for that, how am I going to be able to sympathize with you or understand what you're talking about? And that's another reason why I want to make people understand Like the altercation I had on it wasn't even an altercation, a conversation I had on Facebook. This guy saying if they die for protesters. Okay, well, hang on. These protesters are not protesting because they're bored at home. They're protesting because they have no money in their bank accounts and they have to get out there. And for someone to go on Facebook and say it's okay for these people who are protesting to die, I would never have a Facebook conversation with someone about that. But if you're actually about politics, because it's Facebook and it's politics, I'll never convince anyone about that. But if you're going to say that people deserve to die because they go out and protest, I'm going to let you know that you are totally wrong about that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd Timmy go?
I don't know.
Well, Timmy,
Yeah,
so,
Probably tucking
He's getting a
Davey in.
he's getting
He said
a
something
limoncello.
about a Blumpkin, and then he walked away.
so Tom, what's the first thing you're going to do when we get out of
Yeah,
COVID?
Tommy.
Quarantine.
After you get the Blumpkin, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Other
yeah.
than that,
Yeah, limoncello shot in a pumpkin like Timmy.
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't know. You know, I think Matt was pretty close. I was kind of the same thing. I like that sitting at a bar or something, like ordering chicken wings, like hot out of a restaurant, eating, drinking a beer, and talking to some people. Like it's that simple for me. I you know, I get an Irish pub that's right down the road from me, and like I think I'm missing that. You know what I mean? That's just that.
I'm missing hanging out with people, having face-to-face conversation.
Yeah.
This is great. The fact that we get to do this every once in a while. I've been having happy hours with, you know, I think we should plan one for Monday. I'm totally fine. Pick a topic. We'll do this Monday or Wednesday. Because I can't get any people to come
out
on.
of my house. I am looking forward to work. I think more than anything, I feel so unproductive. I feel like a piece of shit every morning when I wake up. I sleep in. I wake up. I'm like,
that's because
I
you're
have no
drinking.
real reason to wake up except to chop firewood for next fucking winter. I want to go on a job with my friends and hang out, and I want to get out of my house.
Yeah. Well, you know, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I miss travel, like traveling, just seeing new places and discovering new things. It's the best part of doing what we do. And it's just that's just killing me. And then I'm watching like documentary or something online, and it's like, oh, you know, like this place and that place. These are all cool places. Like can't wait to travel. I just can't wait.
And you know what's funny, Steve? It's not funny, but I'm thinking about that one. That one's going to be a tough one. I think the travel is going to be a tough. That might be on the longer. That's going to be on the longer back.
They're making all passengers wear masks during travel.
My mom is out in Arizona, and I'm trying to get her back east. She sold her house. Everything happened just before this all lockdown came in.
At least she sold it before it happened.
We're thanking God. But now she's literally staying with friends at a house, and I'm trying to figure out how to get her back east.
Let's all go on a road trip.
Yeah, dude. I've been saying it. I was talking to Ham this week. I was like, let's get tickets and let's go somewhere. I thought, let's get in my van and I'm going to go drive to California because I got nothing to do for a week.
We're going to get Betsy's mom. We're going to get Betsy's mom in Winnebago.
Road trip.
Road trip. $2 a gallon.
I know. Crazy. All right, what are we doing? Where are we taking this show next week? Where are we taking the show next Friday? I got to do it before I have a kid.
Yeah, Mike, I got to be honest with you. I've been thinking about you a lot. I mean, what's it like? So for the rest of us who have had kids a while ago or whatever.
Oh, dude.
You got a kid coming up in the middle of this. Like, how's that?
I got to tell you, this is freaking awesome. And I got to say this is awesome because no other circumstance other than complete unemployment for you and your spouse would you be able to be in the same place as them 24/7,
right,
365 while your wife is pregnant. Like, it's cool because first of all, I'll say this, and not to pander to females. Females are superior to men. Females can produce life, do life and do something that no man can ever do. They can give birth, right? Right. I don't get to do that. I don't get to understand pregnancy, right? But being with my wife all the time, I get to kind of like empathize with her and see what she's going through and like see how often it is that she has to get up and go to the bathroom. Like, it's not just in the evenings where I get to see this happening. Like, I see it all day long. And you know what, for her? Yeah. And for her, you know what? If she had to work, she works like a dog in the school.
Right.
So getting up to go to the bathroom every half hour to an hour would not be possible for her.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're home, she gets to have her session, her 20 to 40 minute session with her students, get up, go to the bathroom, start her next session. Like it's honestly, it's a blessing for our situation.
Right.
But you know, obviously I trade it for no one to be dying.
Yeah. But are you nervous? Are you nervous about her going to the hospital and having the kid?
No.
Yeah.
So, not to give you our birth plan or anything, but we want to give birth in a hospital. We don't like the home birth. We're not into the home birth right now, and we're not 100% committed to like a birthing center. So we love the idea of a hospital. Have medical professionals there. If something goes wrong, the doctor's right there to take care of it.
Agreed.
But this makes you think like, okay, do I want to be in a hospital during all of this stuff? And a lot of hospitals weren't even letting husbands in to the room. They were like, nope, it's only authorized personnel and the husband does not count. It's like,
I was curious about that. Yeah.
Well, if you told me, like, if Lauren was due last month and you told me I couldn't be in the hospital room, I would have chose a birthing center, because the birthing center doesn't have that rule, because it's not governed by the medical profession or whatever. I would have been like, all right, I will forego having a doctor there, because most births in this country, I look at the rates and I look at the statistics of everything, and giving birth in a birthing center, unless there's a super complication, doesn't make it any less likely to have a successful birth being in the birthing center compared to the hospital. So just for me to be there, we would have said, let's go to the birthing center.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. I would just be worried. I mean, even July, I know she's doing July, right? You guys are doing July?
We're July 21st. I'm not worried. I'm healthy. She's healthy. Especially if I already had COVID. Like, I don't know if I did or didn't, but if I already had COVID, she's got antibodies. I've got antibodies at this point. We live together. We've been together for the past 3 months, however long, 2 months.
Your family wouldn't be allowed in the hospital, though, right? I would imagine.
Yes, they would not allow the family in. But at the rate things are going, they discharge people within 48 hours at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
if
like,
there's no
all right,
C-section or anything, you could be out the next day.
they're like, see ya.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I would say that I'm very, very, I mean, you know me, I'm an optimist. I pretty much always look on the positive side of things. So even we'd make do, right? Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen and we'd be all right. So thank you for asking. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a unique perspective, mostly for her, about how all this is going down.
Yeah. It's scary, dude. I mean, it's got to be a little scary. That's what I was just thinking, you know.
All right. I think that about does it then.
Cool.
We're not going to talk about Glenn Neighbor or Wally.
Oh, yeah. No.
I look good to it by
Throw
doing
out a
some
couple little tidbits, a couple little stories.
Yeah, so what's Glenn
funny.
doing today? I want to know what Glenn's doing. Like, how is he managing his time? Because that guy cannot sit still.
Glenn is in his basement moving pelican cases from one shelf to another, one shelf to another.
I think someone said he was planting
Fill it with
trees.
rocks, empty the rocks out, fill it with rocks.
Make the big
He
rocks
probably
into little.
drives it around his block.
He digs a hole, he fills it in. He digs another hole, he fills it in.
Keep talking. I got to run to the bathroom. Keep talking.
I did actually talk to Glenn yesterday. I talked to him a couple times a week, actually. And and actually, based on what we said, is what he's doing. That's what he said he's doing.
Right.
But he is outside doing some yard work, stuff like that. And fixing things. You know him, he can fix anything. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish I had a project that I could work on, but I got nothing. I mean, the only things I need to do are outside, and the weather's been such dog shit.
Right.
I can't do anything. I finally took down a couple trees the other day.
Right.
So I was hauling logs today, which is backbreaking, but that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, well, you know, Matt, you know, my kind of point was about, you know, just like them letting it out a little at a time. Okay, it's going to be, 2 weeks. It's going to be a month. It's going to be a month and a half. It's going to be this. Just like to your point, you were bringing up, if you know in your head, and I know you can't cause a panic, so you can't just say, hey, it's going to be 6 months. People are going to be sitting in their house. Right. But if you knew in your head, oh, this is going to be 6 months, I better, maybe I better go harvest those truffles on my driveway and start selling those, because just I'm saying you're going to look at stuff differently, the way you manage your money, the way you do everything.
Exactly.
So it is a give and take to that. You're right. You can't cause mass panic across the country, But at the same time, you go, am I prepping for 2 weeks or am I prepping for 2 years? What am I prepping for right now? That's the scary part. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but they don't know. They can't give you a definitive answer.
Right. Yeah.
I like how DePrima, he backpedaled. He was about to say that Trump lied to us, because he did. He can't say that he lied.
Right.
But I understand why he did.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get both sides of it. It just depends on what type of a person are you. Like, if you're a person that likes to prepare for stuff, then you might want to know, like, you know, if they already know in their heads, listen, nobody's going back to work for 6 months, but we're going to tell them one. You go, shit, you can't tell the whole nation that, but could you email me and let me know? Because I'll be calm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way you feel.
Are you a type A or a type B?
I got a question.
Exactly.
Are any of you guys going to start prepping for the next one?
Prepping in what way?
Financially, or
well, sure. Are you going to change the way you live your life in case there's another one of these? Like, for example, well, besides guns and all those other things, are any of you thinking like, I don't have a gun now, I might get a gun? Are you thinking, I don't have a freeze-dried food supply, I'm going to get a freeze-dried food supply just in case?
So I'm not a big gun guy. I don't have one. Definitely the thoughts crossed my mind. I did put up cameras. You know, it's not like,
sure,
you know, probably like not like Bill or whatever. But right before this started, I was thinking of putting up cameras around my house anyway. And when this started, so it was like early March. I said, you know what? I said, if this is as bad as they say it might be, it could be I want to at least know what's going on. So the gun thing crossed my mind, and definitely the cameras went up. I got cameras all around my house now. Not that I don't even know what that is going to do, but it's just one more thing. I did start thinking that way a little. Yeah.
I am definitely buying multiple guns. One for protection, which I understand the point of protecting your home, but I don't foresee the need for it. Maybe long shot. If I'm sitting in my living room and the shotgun's in my lap, then maybe I'll get lucky and be able to kill somebody. But being able to shoot deer and my family is a lot more important. You know, I have plenty of livestock running around the woods. I can live off that infinitely. You know.
So you're going to get a hunting rifle, essentially.
Yeah.
You live in Pennsylvania, so that's a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to give more money to the government. I'm going to.
You know, it's not hard in Jersey. It's not hard in Jersey. It's you follow the right procedures, and it's actually, I mean, it's easy. It should be easy because it's a right. It depends on how you feel about these things, obviously.
But you can't even do it right now. Like, you couldn't even do it.
Oh yeah, right now you probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, if me and Betsy wanted to get guns right now, it would be impossible. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, you call me, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. But no, they actually. Well, you're not going to get one of mine. That's illegal, sir. So, but that's the thing. When the government said, "Oh, there are essential businesses in New Jersey," originally firearm stores, realtors, and used car dealers were not in those essential businesses.
Right.
Then they were like, "Oh, wait a minute. People still need to buy cars if for some reason they don't, people still need to buy houses, especially with the rates the way they are. The reason we dropped the rates is so more people will buy, and then people need to buy guns. It's in our Constitution, so they opened them up. They did not allow shooting ranges to open, but they allowed people to order their guns through FFL and get them sent to. In New Jersey, you have to get the firearm sent to a firearm. I think that's everywhere, actually, into a licensed firearm dealer, then purchase your firearm through there. So you can still get it. I'm sure it's backed up at this point. I'm sure it would be very difficult to like, hey, I've never bought a gun before. Do you have time for me? They're going to be like, no, probably not.
Right.
But I don't know that.
I have to gun stocks, but I bet gun stocks are through the roof, just like any other economic downturn.
I never even thought of that.
But it's got to be more now than ever before. It's got to be a record high.
Maybe our gun places privately owned? I don't even know if they trade.
Yes,
they do.
Smith and Wesson is a company. Absolutely. Smith and Wesson, right? Is a company.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
No, they have what do they call them? Vice indexes, like cigarettes, guns. Like there's these indexes of things when the economy goes south, or like I
Right.
think they're called vice indexes. And
I should put all my money in guns.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
I got to
mean,
split, guys.
I am
Sorry
a
to-
X.
Yes.
I gotta go. See you guys.
Bye,
So
Stevie.
out for me.
Later,
All right,
Steve.
Thanks,
It
buddy.
was fun. Yep.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
boss.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
He's gone, just like that.
The screen like jumps. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So Michael, did anybody chime in with anything, any tidbits on Zoom?
You know, I actually let me go to
Are we
YouTube.
live anymore? We're not.
Oh,
live
we're
on
still
the air.
live. No, we're still
Oh, we
live.
are.
I think we are. Yeah, no, we're still live. I haven't been able to
we're
see the
watching.
comments because of something happened with
I'm gonna pee real quick.
Oh, please do.
Bring your iPad with you. I'd like to see.
The last comment was 8 minutes ago. Shortle, welcome to the 1960s. Dads weren't allowed. Dads weren't allowed in. Oh, he's talking about giving birth in the 1960s. Fathers weren't allowed in the birthing rooms, which I actually heard. Like, that's crazy. And that's another thing. So Lauren and I were looking into a doula because
Medulla oblongata?
a medulla oblongata. No, because if you gave birth in the birthing center, they require you to have a doula. So
What's the doula? An assistant or something?
a doula is a birth coach, I
Birth
guess you can
coach.
kind of
Yeah.
say. They're an advocate for you. So if a doctor says something like, "Oh, we want to give, we're going to move to C-section," the doula will take charge over like the husband or the mother giving birth, and be like, "No, that's not in their plan. Let's do everything we can before we go to a C-section." They're an advocate for the parents,
Yeah, I
which
have
is a
I have
great
a
idea.
cousin that does it. Yeah. I have
Yeah.
a cousin
Oh,
that does
dude.
it. So if you have any questions or whatever, I'll hook you up with her. She's been
I
doing
would,
it
you
for
know what,
years.
Timmy, I'll take that contact information. I would love to talk to her about it.
You know,
I would
she
love to
lives
talk to her about it.
Virginia, but
No, still, I
she'd
just
have
want to. I
info
just want
for
to pick her brain as someone who I know. We're
Right.
talking about doulas, Tommy.
Oh yeah.
doula.
Hey,
Dueling
hey,
doulas.
Well, hey, wait, Timmy, I'll get this one. Hey, Timmy, you know what a doula is? It's the same thing as a matabubu.
What the
Yeah.
hell is a Matabubu?
Nothing, Yogi. What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
Ooh, it lands every
Ooh.
time.
Oh,
I love
the
that one.
moments.
What's the matter?
Oh,
boo-boo?
the moment.
So the
Ooh.
con with going with a doula, we were like, do we want to go with a doula in case we have to give birth in the birthing center? Do we want to pay a doula? Because you have to pay a doula, and they can be anywhere
right.
from like $300 to probably like $1,300 or something, even probably more than that. It depends on their experience. And
It's a good day, right? Maybe I'll get into it.
oh yeah, dude, be a doula.
You may have Ham be your doula.
Ooh, the ham bone doula.
Get your sausage fingers in there.
And we said no because they only allow one person in the operating room right now. So if we paid a doula, they would take the doula over me.
Oh, you get bumped. Yeah, no.
And I would get bumped. And I'm like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
going to pay someone to not be
Yeah,
at
but
my
maybe
child's.
you could FaceTime the doula.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roll
No,
on iPad.
Yeah, Zoom.
dude, this is going to be a DePrima production. I'm going to have 4 cameras. I'm going to live stream it.
You're gonna have us on their comments.
Get that GoPro in there.
Yeah.
Hey, if-
Did you guys like the birth or not like the birth? Oh no, we like the birth.
I already told Lauren, look, if it happens on a Friday between 7 and 8, we're going to be live.
Yeah.
Now I know it at my hospital, they wouldn't let you videotape the actual birth. You could videotape right up to the moment. and
Oh, I never
then
asked
you-
because I don't plan on actually
out, then
videotaping.
there was. they
That's
made a big
interesting.
stink
Well,
about
why
it.
wouldn't they let you?
They wouldn't let me do it. I had like a little handy cam. Not that
They
I
don't
was
want
gonna
it to be
like
a porno.
zooming it down in there or whatever, but
Yeah.
but they're like, you have to turn it off when it's going to happen, and then as
Fuck
soon as
that.
the baby's out, you could turn it back on.
I think it's an
That's
insurance. That rings a bell though. I think
It's an
that's
insurance bid.
thing.
Yep.
It's an insurance
Oh.
bid with the doctor.
They-
If the
yeah.
doctor does something wrong,
That's right.
he doesn't
Okay.
want it. It's an insurance.
That
bid.
that makes a
Shocker.
lot of sense because when we went for our last ultrasound many weeks ago, it was our second ultrasound, and I went in and I was like, "Oh, can I save those clips?" Because they save the ultrasound technology today is unbelievable.
Right.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
But they save all these clips, and I was like, "Oh, can I film the ultrasound?" They were like, "I can't let you film it while we're taking it." They're like, because for insurance reasons, a doctor has to be there present, but I can record what we're doing now. The doctor can view it, and then you can take a video of it with your camera. So I did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet cops have to wear body cams. So
Yeah.
you can judge everything they do, but a doctor,
Yep.
for God's sake,
Right.
you can't
Good
judge
point.
what
Yeah.
he did.
Dude,
Well, he
the
fucked up.
third
We see that.
leading cause of death in America. Third leading cause of death, medical malpractice.
Yeah.
Really?
Third leading cause of death behind heart disease and like, I think car somethings,
Wow.
auto fatalities. Third leading cause of death is medical
That's
malpractice.
scary. That's
Doesn't that
scary.
scare the crap out of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
they
it
don't
should.
want you to videotape it because they know they're wrong a
Yeah.
big percentage of the time.
Right.
yeah.
But
Dude,
what's going
some
on
hospitals-
during COVID, there's probably very little medical malpractice because there's no surgeries happening, elective surgeries. Nobody's driving their cars, so there's no car accidents. So the population is probably skyrocketing right now because of COVID.
yeah.
They think there's going to be
Right.
more deaths. There's more people living because of it.
There's going to be a baby
Yeah,
boom.
you're right.
There's going to be a baby boom of
Plus
this
a baby
time
boom.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to see a spike in population,
Huge spike.
and they think they think it's going to go down. It's going up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You got people in quarantine with nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Or getting beaten. Wives are
Yeah.
getting beaten like crazy. Kids
That's
are
another
getting
thing. That's so
Kids are
crazy.
getting raped and
Oh, boy.
molested.
I hope not. I
Suicides.
hope not.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many people are killing themselves right now.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
people wouldn't even know about it. You wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah,
Not for a
Well, that was
couple.
like that-
not until the
that was-
mail piles up.
That was like that video. I don't know. One of you guys sent out. It was an African American gal sitting in her car there, and she's going nuts about Trunk. You gotta get these kids back to school. I'm
Oh
losing
yeah,
my
that was
mind.
hilarious. It was
I
funny.
gotta
though.
get my weed. I need my weed,
It was
Trunk.
pretty funny.
Get these kids out. They're driving me nuts.
Ah,
Join the club, lady.
yeah.
All in the same boat.
It's an interesting time, man. It is an interesting time. Like, you know, we're having fun here. Obviously, we're not having fun because people are dying, right?
No.
We're trying to talk about real things, and we want to interject some comedy and make some levity of people's situations right now. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're having fun. But it's it's a very interesting time right now about what's
Yeah.
happening. Like not even talking about the COVID stuff. The news stuff that's happening right now, like has anyone, if I even say this name, General Michael Flynn, does anyone know anything about that guy? About what's happening right now?
what's happening now with him? No,
Oh, it's insane what's going on right now about what the FBI did. I mean, I don't want to get into it. This isn't, and the thing is, it's not even a conspiracy theory. This is just like open knowledge stuff that isn't even conspiracy-esque.
yeah. Think
But-
about what 98% of the news is COVID related.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
happened in the world that we have no idea?
The
about?
UFO stuff we were talking about, Ham.
Yeah.
The UFO stuff. Right now, people are seeing UFOs in record numbers because they think they're unidentified, but we know that they're Starlink satellites. If the night sky was clear right now, you could go outside and see glowing dots in the sky in sequences. Because Elon Musk has sent up nearly 500 satellites, and they're all in coordination. People are seeing like Venus. Venus is in alignment or whatever, and they see this bright star, which is Venus, and they see these satellites, which are dark, and then as they hit Venus, they're turning on, and they're
Right.
blinking, and people are seeing this stuff, and it looks like one spacecraft with 100 other spacecrafts coming out of it.
Jeez.
My friend saw him. My friend Greg, he texted us. He was like, I just saw a UFO. I was like, what do you mean you just saw a UFO? He was like, I saw all
Did
this
you tell-
happening.
Did you tell what happened in LA? Were you guys?
No, I didn't tell him the LA Firestar. See, I can't say that because then people know that that's the great name for the story, but
Yeah.
it gives it away about what everything is. And we'll tell the story
Yeah.
someday. Not now, but we'll tell it someday. Oh, Tommy, you
Jer,
have.
Where's Jer?
Oh yeah, where is
knows
Jer?
about
Because
all this stuff.
Tommy wanted
Come
us to tell a story with Jer.
Oh yeah.
Everyone-
I want Jared to-
Everyone
Jer
text
should be
Jer because Jer is supposed to be here, and he said if you guys keep going past 8, let me know. And we're still going.
Come on,
Everyone
Jerry.
text Jer.
827, pal.
Jump in. I'm telling him,
Gotta
jump in.
on in here.
Tommy
boy.
wants to tell a story.
What about
I
that
got
there?
key
That
again.
Illuminati. Get into
I got
that
the bladder.
Illuminati.
Illuminati. Where's Moomin? Get Moomin on.
Get moving. Why ain't Moomin in on any of these? What's he
Yeah,
got
where's
going?
the
I don't know.
He's
I don't
working
know.
out.
He
Moment.
views every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think I might put a bat cowl on just for fun, but then I don't think I can hear you guys. I haven't done it yet. I haven't put a bat cowl on.
Do something.
Sad.
Yeah, this whole blow-vid thing, I just assume that until there's a vaccine, I know, Mike, you got your own opinion on that. Till there's a vaccine, everybody gets loaded up. It's going to be out there. I mean, how can you go back to work and everything goes back to normal till the whole universe has a vaccine, and then there'll be another one coming. It'll be
but they pulled back on the vaccine, and now they're finally funding drug studies because they saw how everyone reacted to the vaccine.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just going to keep perpetuating. It'll never go away until there's a vaccine for it, which is what, a year away?
Yeah,
a year away. And then
they say a year away. They say that one is already working. I don't trust any of it.
And they've already opened the wet markets already again. I was reading. They opened all that crap up.
That's a question for Ham. I have about the wet markets.
What is up with these wet markets?
Let's wait for Ham, because Ham, and there we go. Yes, he's back. Ham. We have to
eat some rice.
We have talked before about how we would eat exotic meats.
I'll eat anything.
Is that a mousetrap over there, Ham?
But how do we feel about the wet markets now? Would we eat exotic meats now?
Ooh.
Are they 100% sure that's what caused this shit?
They're first of all, no.
Rough pangolin. I had some rough.
They're not 100% sure about anything.
Right.
I tend to believe. I tend to believe 100%
guarantee that somebody eating a bat, which no fucking way. But if they said that's what caused it, then yeah, I wouldn't eat a bat.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's what caused SARS. SARS was the same exact thing with the civet cats.
Now. Thanks, babe.
They ate
Corona! I gotta get a beer.
And they got sick, and then that's what started SARS. It was this freaking wet markets, and then they opened them up again. Now we have it again. They closed them down. Now they opened them again. What?
But how does eating something cause airborne illness? I don't understand that.
Maybe you had a little.
It's got a little. There's no cleanliness there. I guess they're intermixing these fluids and stuff. Read the book about SARS. It's the same thing happened with SARS.
You know what I bet it is? I bet somebody ate a bat and had a wet fart. And you know how some people over there are into.
What did I just walk into?
Like a plumpkin or something.
Chendana.
In their face and stuff. So maybe somebody farted and somebody else ingested it. What do I know?
Yeah.
Tommy, what else you got there? You got the Golden Gate there. What else you got behind you?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on here. I
can't believe you guys hated Inherent Vice.
Yeah,
it's such a great film.
I mean, if you
Aurora Borealis.
If you wait till the end, and at least you get some kind of you finally know who all the characters are and stuff. But with that first hour or so, I just was like so ready to just shut it off and be done with it. But I figured all you guys are going to watch it, so I'm going to watch it. At the end, you're invested a little bit with the characters and stuff. But man, it's just so long.
So let me throw this at you, Mike, too. So two things were going on too. Before I watched it, I was finishing Ozark season 3.
Sure.
Which was really good. And then I really wanted to watch what is it? The big one they're doing now? They're doing David Koresh. They're doing whatever Netflix like David Koresh.
Waco.
Yeah, the Waco.
Oh, I didn't watch that yet.
A lot of people are saying it's good.
Yeah, I'm worried about how they're framing it because I have my own feelings about Waco.
So I'm going to throw my opinion in there before anybody says anything, but it's definitely, to me, and I guess it even says it on there, but I'm watching it, and it's definitely done from the point of view of somebody who was in favor of David Koresh. So,
all right.
Yeah. So
Well,
a
from my
different look at it.
perspective,
Uh-huh.
from my perspective, you should be in favor of David Koresh. Now, well, no.
Yeah.
David Koresh was wrong. The government was more wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I was very small at the time. I did not live through it. I only know the research I've done and what I've read, but I am very intrigued. I thought it was going to go the other way, which is why I didn't watch it.
No, they're actually
Totally going to
like
watch
a
it now.
hero. Yeah, they're almost making him look like a hero, which I think they're going too much. You know what I mean? And I agree with
Yeah,
you.
and you can go way too far. Because
think,
I would not call him a hero. I would call him a victim.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So there's definitely like some stuff in there where I go, wait a minute, because I was alive when that happened. I remember when that happened. I was young.
Like for what I know about it and what the research I've done, government went way too far, and that was not the first time they've gone way too far on people who were not breaking many laws.
Yeah, they definitely got into that.
All right, so still no Jer. I'll never get him on.
No movement.
No Jer, no Moomin. I don't think Jer's working. What does Jer have to worry about?
Nothing. Nothing changed in his life.
He wears a mask now.
You wearing a mask? Jared's probably got a really cool mask though.
No, he actually doesn't. You can't get a cool mask. You got to make your own.
Yeah.
It's
No, Jared has
MYOM.
like a true N95, I think.
Oh yeah.
Does he? I have a true N95 that my father-in-law left here from when he was doing some sheetrock work, and
That's what I have. Yeah.
yeah, and I used it when I went to Walmart at one point, dude. I have no problem going out. I have no problem. I'll wear my mask. I hate wearing the mask. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I got no problem going out. I wash my hands when I get back. Like, I think I do. I know Steve doesn't feel this way, and I don't want to talk about how Steve feels about things when he's not here.
Yeah.
I think we need to open stuff up. I think it's gone too far. It's up to personal responsibility at this point. You guys know I'm a huge advocate of personal responsibility.
Yeah.
I think we can do this the right way. Even, if someone's not wearing a mask or someone's being inappropriate, shame them. I'm fine. I'm fine with shame.
Yeah.
If you don't shame people, we end up with a shameless society.
Yeah.
And we have become pretty freaking shameless as a society lately.
Yeah.
It's time to shame people. Like, what you're doing is wrong.
I mean, I'm all for opening everything up, like I've said, but it's still going to make us dead last. Like, it's, I think.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
A career change is definitely in my future because it's going to be way too long until we get back to normal. So I don't think I can sustain how I'm living as a freelancer in this business. Just don't see it happening. So,
Matt,
I think something in the financial industry, I think I'm pretty good with numbers. That might be up my alley. So.
Maybe build out your webcasting platform like Steve has, like I have, and you will find work. Put it out there.
Yeah,
because it's a
work. I'm doing some podcasting. That's how I'm getting work now.
There you go. People are going to want to get their face out there professionally again.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen. Think, just looks. You can frame it a certain way. And once you get one person who thinks that it's safe to do it that way, and you're the only operator and you can do it in a safe and cheap way, you're going to make a lot of money. Millionaires are going to be made. Tommy, we were talking about this when it first happened.
Yeah.
Millionaires are going to be made in this several month period. Business ideas are going to come to fruition. So much is going to happen. Yeah. And if you can, there was the internet boom. Something here could be the next boom. Like, just look out for it. Keep your eyes peeled because there's going to be something, and a lot of people are going to make a lot of money.
And here's I'm going to throw this at you too, Matt. The one thing that I always come back to that is important for people like us, particularly, is that people's egos drive our business. That's what drives, especially this. I mean, it's people. People want to find a way to be on camera, be on stage,
and everyone wants to be the first.
Yeah, they want to. So you have to think about it in that term because it's so crazy that you're just like, instead of thinking of it, we always think of it backwards, and I do it the same way. I'm thinking about the audio or whatever. You're thinking about how the pictures look. But when you get down to making money in this business, you got to think about, well, what's the ego? How can I make money or do something in this business like this that I'm still doing, where people want my services, and what they want is to be in front of their peers somehow and look good and not look like a fucking idiot. And that's what we always did. We always put people up. You painted a nice picture. I made this sound nice. We made sure that everything was there for them. You just got to do it a different way. And I know it's not easy, but I still think people's egos will drive what we do. And that's
Oh, look at the news industry. Once one news network says we're all getting back to the studio, every other news network is going to get back in the studio. Once one team says we're getting back to practices, every other team is going to be, I don't want to be behind. We live in an industry we live in a country of competition.
Yeah.
That's what makes America great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Once I don't think this is going to last as long, and I've said this since the beginning. This is not going to last. It's lasted longer than I thought it would because maybe I underestimated virology. I don't know.
Yeah.
But once one big telecom does a blowout by the next quarter, guarantee you by the next quarter. Once one telecom does it, every other telecom's going to be like, I want to do that. Once one pharmaceutical, every other pharmaceutical. Once Apple says we're doing this again, every other technology company is going to do it. Elon Musk is a smart freaking dude. Elon Musk is like, this is ridiculous. This is 100% ridiculous what we're doing right now. And I totally agree with him. I 100%.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, no offense, but why don't we all just pay Elon Musk to figure out an answer for this? Because the fucking dude can figure out an answer for anything. Why don't we all just, whatever money is going all over the place, just give it to him. He'll hire the best scientists, the best this, the best that, and just fix this real quick. Because I think those are the type of dudes we need to fix this. Somebody like an Elon Musk. Because what he's done has been fucking amazing.
Yeah, that dude is, naming his company Tesla was freaking brilliant because that dude is a Tesla. And by doing that, he's cemented himself as a Tesla-esque figure.
Yeah.
For decades, centuries to come, people are going to look at Elon Musk the way they looked at Nikola Tesla. So much so that I guarantee you, in 100 years, someone's going to have a company called Musk, and it's going to be about Elon Musk, just like he did for Tesla.
Yeah.
Muma has jumped into the conversation.
I just texted Moomin and got him involved.
Did you send
questions?
I'm gonna send him. I'm gonna send him the link if he wants to join with Zoom.
Ooh, the Moomin's coming.
Come on, Moomin.
I hope so.
I told him to get involved.
Oh, Jer finally goes, you still going?
Yeah, let's go, Jer. He said you'd be ready to go, pal.
Oh wait,
we're talking UFOs if you get in.
I might have sent Jer the wrong request. No, wait, I think I sent him the right one. Yeah,
or get some of that musk. Tommy, you'd remember musk when back in the day you used to get some of that musk, you put it up around your earlobe, you put it in here and you rub it around a little bit.
Ooh, the musk.
Dug it. Ooh, that musk.
Ooh,
chicks
wild
dug that
musk. All right, let's talk about something real dickish, real stupid. What else do we got?
I still want to tell my elevated Mexican story.
I thought you did that already.
No, I told
he's been
it.
Workshopping. He's been workshopping.
I've been workshopping a bunch, but no, we had our happy hour for years. No, I've been workshopping the Betsy Toohey joke for years.
That's the best. It's fun. I think that's become funny, Mike, as a whole. The fact that you're working it in has made it even funnier to me. It is funny.
Jer's asking if we're live. Should I just tell him no?
Yeah.
Come on, jump in, Jer. Right.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about Jer too. Jer always intentionally puts you in an effed up situation for his laughter, for his pleasure.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to do it to him right now.
Yeah, send him a link to like some live Pornhub Chatterbait session or something.
Well, I don't know what that is, so I don't know what you're talking about.
He does. I know Jer does.
I'm sure.
But if he's like, are you live? Why not click on the link? and see because we are live, right?
All right,
But
so
no.
yeah, exactly. So
But no.
everyone, when he asks if we're live, just say no. No, we're not live. We're not doing live.
I'll do it live.
We'll do it.
Effing thing
We'll do it
sucks.
live.
Do it live. Pass out. I'm gonna pass out.
Maybe with the four of us
Gone.
can spit some type of business that we can do as a whole during this whole bit. Like you're saying, like reinvent our businesses. Like you're
I'm
going to
into
go do it with cameras. Yeah. You got the 4 talented guys right here that can make up a whole crew of people.
Oh, 3. But
Jer is
Figure out a way
going
to
to join. He says, give me a few minutes when I said no, we're not live. So this will be interesting. No one text Jer and tell him we're actually live. I'm surprised this hasn't kicked us off yet. Usually we're limited to 40 minutes. It's been over an hour.
Did you guys see that thing pop up on my screen? It said
Yeah.
the web host or whatever is allowing you unlimited minutes, it said.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
They've decided to, the powers that be are giving you unlimited minutes.
I didn't see that, but
I didn't
have
see
a
it.
Zoom session a couple weeks ago, and it said, "Oh, for your first Zoom, we're going to give you unlimited."
Yeah.
So it was interesting. When I made the second Zoom, just in case,
Yeah.
it booted everyone off of the live stream. So I think because we're sharing the screen since Skype didn't work, it's I don't know, but I mean, if this is how we have to do it from now on, I'd rather do it so that we're all here than stupid. I updated Ecamm Live, and when I updated it, Skype all of a sudden didn't integrate. Really pissed me off, especially since I'm paying for it. I'm probably going to not pay for this month because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of live stuff, are you around tomorrow, DePrima, so I can pick up that?
Oh yeah,
video?
come on over. Yeah, if you want me to
Taking
meet
it
you
to the
somewhere,
next.
I can meet you in a couple miles up or something.
That's right. I was driving.
Yeah, I mean, we're celebrating my brother's girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. Digitally and all that stuff. So let me know. I'll meet you. Come on over. Have a beer. Wear a mask and gloves.
I
Where's
am.
Moomin with that brisket? I gotta
Ooh,
see
I
it.
texted him.
Some moist
Yeah, and
balls,
bring some of that
something.
brisket.
I just
Moomin,
texted
let's see your-
him. I'm like, I just texted him. I sent him the meeting link too.
You sexted him? You sexted
I
Moomin?
texted him.
He could at least get his pooch on or something. Do some tricks or something.
You do some drinks.
Get the pooch involved.
Get on there. Do some mad cow diseases.
We need something. We need a spot. This show's officially bottoming out like that Merv Griffin show with Kramer.
Yes. You guys remember Mad Cow?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mad cow disease.
Oh, yeah.
So
Man,
for
imagine
me,
the beef industry got destroyed there.
dude,
Yeah.
right now every industry is getting destroyed.
Oh,
That's how
of
much
course,
worse
sure.
this is. But so for Mad Cow, I lived in Belgium at the time. And Mad Cow started in Europe, if you remember. And what happened was they got rid of all beef and everything for a while. And when they would do like Burger Day or something in my school, it would be ostrich meat. And that was the first time I had ostrich meat. And you know what? Ostrich meat's pretty freaking delicious. The fat content isn't there, but it's like a cross between, well, yeah, it's because it's a bird. It's like a
Yeah, when
flightless
people are
bird.
chickeny, when
It's
people are like
chickeny.
turkey,
It's beefy. I wouldn't call it porky. It's definitely not
gamey?
porky. It's a little game. I thought it was delicious, and I was a kid, but I
Yeah, and gamey dry meats like that, they just mix it with some pork fat, and
Right.
you get
Yeah.
fat content, and you get your flavors. So, yeah, I'm all about. I love kangaroo. There's tons of kangaroo going around.
kangaroo
But-
jerky.
I
I
don't
had.
know why
Kangaroo.
kangaroo is bigger. They grow like fucking rats over there. There's tons of them.
You
Yeah.
hooked me up with that kangaroo down in the Outer Banks, man.
Yeah, that was delicious.
I don't remember where the hell that was, but
That was
I tried
down-
it. If you're having a piece, I'll try some. You know.
did you like? Did you like it? Tim?
I don't know. It tasted okay.
What's the most
mentally, though, it
exotic
was a
thing you
little-
guys have eaten?
I think I got a little pouch in my bite, so it was a little rough.
I've had
Ooh.
kangaroo, alligator, ostrich.
Pouch.
I've never had bear. I've had wild boar. Has anyone had bear? Matt, you had
I've
bear?
had
Bears.
alligator.
form. I had some bear in my freezer, but apparently bear is really nasty straight up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
But
mom's
why?
like,
They eat berries and stuff. Why is it nasty?
It's super gamey.
Real tough too. I heard it.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're all.
muscle. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I have a good story about bear. It was my dad's story. So he was in the occupation of Japan after the bombs were dropped. So he was a paratrooper. He was over there, and I don't know. They were like,
Was
in
he airborne?
Hokkaido or something? He was Army, but like he got an extra $18 a month or something if you signed up to jump out of airplanes. So he's like, "Ooh, I want that $18 a month."
Was he
He signed up
101st?
I'll have to look that up.
You got any
My
stuff of
brother
his?
knows.
I'd love to look into his stuff
Yeah,
just for
but
my
he
own
was
fun.
a paratrooper over in Japan, and they were, I think, in a Hokkaido or something. It was like winter, and one of the Japanese people like shot a bear. So all the army guys said, "Hey, we'll cook this bear up." They told us you could cook it up. He said they were cooking it for like 3 days. And they were all excited. They were all excited about it. They had it over like a fire pit, and then they all tried it and they said, "Ooh." It was all stringy and gamey and tough. And
Yeah, they should have smoked it, or they should have made jerky out of it. If you make jerky, I mean, no jerky is bad in my
World
opinion.
War II, you know.
You do it the
Nobody
right
eats
way.
bear because bear's gross. Nobody eats it.
Wow.
You got to be a real hunter to just because you shot it, you ate it, but nobody wants
Yeah.
to eat bear.
Yeah,
Nobody
sounds
who's
rough.
nobody eats bear.
I bet you
That's
Moomin
just
could cook the
exotic.
shit out of some.
Rocky Mountain.
Moomin could make it work,
Five
I bet. Put that Moomin sauce on there.
Little, yep. Little Moominowski on there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Where's a
Little
Moomin?
Moomin mayo.
Where the hell's Moomin?
Mayo.
I remember. I'll tell a brief story. I remember being on Sapphire one year. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Timmy Dangler and I happened to be in the rooms next to each other. Jared's gonna
I
jump
know
in
where you're
soon.
going with it.
Yeah, Timmy and I were happened to be right next to each other. We were in these right next to each other, and there was one night Tim went out to do stuff. I was working late, so I didn't get to go out with him. But you know, I had my night. I went out, got dinner, came back to the hotel, had a nice quiet night. Probably turned on a movie. I turn everything off. It's maybe like 1 a.m. I'm a night owl. Turn everything off, and then all of a sudden I hear this voice walking through like the outdoor hallways, and I just hear, ooh, where's Moomin? Moomin, where are you? Just this dude screaming, and I was like, frickin' Dangler. It was Dangler coming home at who knows what time, after having a good time with the guys who weren't working late, just talking to himself, going into his room. It was
That's
awesome. And that was before Dangler and I were as close as we are now. That was a while ago.
That's awesome.
He wasn't even on Sapphire, was he?
No, Mumas. Yeah, he wasn't even there.
He was back in Pennsylvania. I'm going, where the hell's Moomin?
Moomin.
Where's it Moomin?
Everything's better with a little Moomin.
With a little Moomin.
Put a little Moomin in
Little
it.
Moomin sprinkled in there.
Put a little
Where is
Moomin
he? He didn't
sprinkle
even
in there.
catch
Dangler,
that.
what's up with the burns? Are they real? Are you growing those out?
That's it, baby. I'm going lean.
Oh,
Jeremiah.
Jerry.
Luchador.
What up?
Rock and
He's
roll.
here.
He's in.
All right, I'll see
Jer-
you later, guys.
Put your audio on.
It's on, dude.
Good. Where's Farabach?
I don't know. He's probably porking my wife.
She's out in the studio. That's what the rumor.
I thought she was in the studio.
Box in the master bed, and she's out in the studio, sleeping on.
Hi,
the
Jer.
piano.
What are you drinking, Jerry?
Murphy's Irish Stout.
Oh, yeah, you are. I think my brother got that.
I'd love me some.
Describe it.
Will you shotgun one for us?
No.
Cannonball coming in. Cannonball.
Tim, I like the look tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I did it for Inherent Vice. I was trying to look like a smelly hippie.
Oh, yeah, Jer, come on. Let's talk a little bit. They hate it. Everyone hates it. Betsy really hated it.
I don't know how you can hate it. I mean, it definitely is it took me 3 times to get through.
It's an acquired taste.
But again, I think you got to be a stoner to really enjoy it. It's.
I don't think that's necessarily
Wouldn't
true.
it put you to sleep though if you were all like stoned
Oh, it
up
did.
watching it and put you to sleep?
Many times it has.
Yeah,
I
there's
like the characters. I think there's some funny parts in it. It's just weird, odd humor. Chick's hot. Josh Brolin's such a weirdo in the movie.
height,
He's great. He was the
Hi.
greatest thing about it, I thought, Josh Brolin.
height.
Nah, Joaquin is the greatest thing about it. Joaquin,
Yeah.
that's some of Joaquin Phoenix's best work. Like, the dude mumbles through the whole movie, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jer?
I just thought it was very peculiar, and I'm into that shit, you know. And the soundtrack is just fucking fantastic.
Soundtrack was awesome. Actually, that's what I like, the soundtrack and the look.
Yeah, the Minnie Riperton song that plays.
Yeah.
The opening song with was it Can Vitamin C?
Yes,
was that what
Vitamin
that was?
C. Dude, I have the
Yeah.
soundtrack. I have 2 versions of the soundtrack. They made a version
I'm gonna
of
download it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
The
download it.
soundtrack is
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
The acting is amazing. The story, I
The
love.
soundtrack for that movie is not the songs that you hear. It's all the like created for the movie stuff, the instrumental stuff. It's not like
Score.
No,
Oh.
some of it is. They have the actual tracks. The vinyl that I have has some actual tracks. Not all of them. Some of them.
So it's a mix. It has part score and then part, you know, the songs from the 70s or what? Is it a mix on the soundtrack?
I'll go get it. I'll let you know what's on it. I'll be right back.
Like, maybe 1 or 2 songs that were like, you know, 70s pop hit type things or whatever, you know, something that's familiar. The rest of the stuff was, as far as I can remember, created for the movie.
Are they just like scores?
Yeah, but not like
Potpourri.
more than not just like a orchestral score. It's
Right.
more like, more, you know, rock music type stuff, I think.
Yeah, like a timepiece. Like, yeah,
There's one guy that does a lot of this stuff.
it's cool.
Like, I don't think that Can song's on it. I don't believe Minnie Riperton's on it.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
So here's the first one I got. This is just a couple of the score type things.
Yeah, so that's
But
that
that's
one guy.
but that's not even a 12-inch. Moomin's coming in, by the way.
Is it coming?
Coming in with
Sure
his
is.
12-inch.
Here's the
Coming
here's the
in
real
hot with the
12-inch.
12-inch.
What's on that one?
It's a good one.
I kept trying to find a song that I did today that I hummed for you guys. It's not on
I
there.
didn't see that soundtrack.
This
That
is a
looks
special
cool.
one.
Where's that song? It's not on there.
Moomin's coming.
What the hell is that song? I couldn't
Christopher's
find it
iPad.
anywhere.
Moomin, I gave you the COVID. I'm so sorry, buddy.
Couldn't find it. I don't know who does
Moomin,
that.
put your camera on.
That play-
Moments, where's some of that barbecue? I wanna see
Ooh, give us some barbecue. We're
Show us some meat.
that-
Barbecueman.
Jared, what's with the UFOs in the sky everywhere now? What's the story?
I don't know.
Illuminati shit?
Starlink.
What's going on?
Starlink satellites.
The-
Ooh, Farabach. Peepaw. What's up, Peepaw?
Ooh. That's the bedroom, master bedroom. You got the drum set in there. You got a kid. He's playing some skates.
Moomaw's in twice. I'm going to remove the old Moomaw.
Oh,
Here
Oh, no.
he is.
Mooma's in.
yeah.
There he's, oh, the
Ooh,
moment.
the Moomin.
There's the moments.
Moment.
Some of that barbecue.
He doesn't know he's in yet.
No.
No, he doesn't. I got 2 Moomins.
God,
There we
man,
go.
That's some good
We
barbecue.
got one. He's connected to audio.
Oh,
Two's better than
Ooh,
one.
the moment.
Ooh, the Moomin. Ooh. Moomin, you look great, buddy. You're
Where's
looking
the
What's
good.
up, dude?
I love that Ori Borealis behind you.
Yeah, Tommy.
What's that?
oh,
Oh,
that-
You got
that's
Aurora
good. I like
Borealis
that.
behind
oh,
you.
it's cold up here. Oh, freezing my nads off.
Mooma,
How's it going, Moomin?
how you doing, buddy? We haven't seen you.
Doing a lot of mountain biking.
Good.
What do you got, RCN?
Yep,
Tommy,
sucks.
Yeah,
So, am I better?
a little bit.
Okay.
You gotta
Yeah, I
hire
don't
Jared to do some lighting over there.
Um, yeah, just been mountain biking, and today I fixed the mower, put a new carburetor on.
Very
and
nice.
Bought a new weed whacker, did a bunch of brush trimming.
Wow.
Ooh,
Got it.
that bush trimming.
Yeah.
Bush tree.
Those cicada killers come back? When do they start showing up in your yard?
Well, you know what I did is I bought. They look like Chinese lanterns, but they look like a beehive or a bee's nest.
Yeah.
So hornets are very territorial. So if you hang one of those, they won't come around.
Really?
We're gonna try those. I bought 3 of them.
But they live underground, though, don't they?
Yeah, but if I hang them close to where they are, they may not come around. So, plus, we had hornets in the eave of our house too. So yeah.
Oh, the eaves.
Yeah. What happened to Jerry? Did he pass out?
He's laying down.
He's gonna wax some skin.
Does he know we can still see him? Okay, yes, apparently he does.
Lay into them skins back there.
Back out. I've been on my feet for 4 hours.
Doing what?
At least
Cooking?
somebody's working. I got nothing with this Blovid.
Ooh, that Blovid.
Don't worry. I think it's going to come back, and it's going to come back good. I do.
Second round of Blovid.
I'm gonna be doing that paralegal shit when it comes back. That's
Paralegal.
doing that bullshit.
I'm gonna be a mushroom forager. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm gonna work for Moomin's Landscape Company starting over there.
Yeah, landscaping and
You gotta-
barbecue.
You got a pool over there?
I
Pool would be
started
good for me.
studying for my serve safe because I'm thinking that I may have to like start doing barbecue for real just to try to cover some shit.
Yeah, just sling barbecue for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that. I think I was talking to DePrima maybe about it, but I mean, you got your food truck. Why not just start going out and slinging some cues somewhere?
Yeah. So I'm studying for my serve safe test now, and then I just need the health department to come and inspect me, and then I can go where I want. I just need to get like permits per city or town. You have to pay like per day.
So you don't need like a kitchen that's not your house?
I have a kitchen, my trailer.
Oh, that
counts.
Oh, I thought you have to have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's why I have the 3 sinks plus the hand wash sink. I have a refrigerator so I can keep food cold. I have power. If I want, I can throw the stove in there.
Yeah.
Throw the deep fryer in, and I should be ready to go.
Nice.
At least from when I talked to the people of Department of Agriculture, I told them what I had in it, and they said, "Yeah, you shouldn't have a problem."
Good.
Well, I drove by Lost Tavern in Hellertown one day.
Yeah.
And they're still selling cans and stuff, and they still have food trucks out there, and there's a line down the block.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
What's the law with food
people
trucks
don't
right
want to
now?
cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the law with food trucks right now? Are you allowed to? Are they allowed to be out? They
Yeah.
are.
It's basically just
Going
like
to the bathroom.
restaurants that are serving, takeout. It's the same
Right.
thing.
Right.
yeah. It's like a drive-through
Yeah,
window.
at least around here they are.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to find the right place to do it, I guess, if people are going to show up. I mean, I'm really good. I'm sick of cooking. I like cooking, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
So I want to get more takeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared to though. You don't know what people are doing. I
Yeah.
guess if it's cooked, but I don't know if they're coughing on it or.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't get COVID from eating stuff.
Well,
has to be-
from the containers.
Yeah, I guess from the container, but you have to breathe it in. It's like you got to snort the container to get it,
Yeah.
Now you could touch it and touch your face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I watch my neighbors. They wear gloves to go get their mail, and they wipe their mail down with disinfect their mail. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you have
They
to
have
do that.
they have an older mother, like she's in her
Yeah.
80s or 85. So
Yeah, I guess if you're hyper at risk, then you got to be
yeah,
super.
yep.
Why is DePrima recording this?
Oh yeah.
Live streaming, I guess. I don't know.
He went to pee.
He's probably recording it too to use later against us.
Exactly.
There he is. You said he was going to put his bat cowl on. Where's your bat cowl? I thought you were putting a bat cowl on.
Oh, you want me to? I will.
Sure.
I'll look like a weirdo. I want to hear Tommy's story first.
That rubber fetish.
Which one?
or whatever.
Your story that involved Jer.
Oh, the pipes?
Yeah,
Oh, them pipes.
I don't remember it. I want to hear it.
Pipes.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. So Who was Moomy? Were you there, or Dangler? Were you there? Either of you guys there for that?
I was not there. No.
Moomy, were you there? Clark
When
Gable?
was it?
Where?
It was
Before,
like
before my time.
I think it was Philly. I think it was like a Merrill show for Patrick, right? Is that right, Jer?
Black Rock or something.
Tim Wayne was there.
Damn,
Oh,
Pike.
Tim Wayne was there. Yeah.
You gonna
I
tell
don't
her?
know if I was there.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know where the hell we were. In some place in Philly, right? I'm pretty sure it was Philly. And it's not a long story. It was just weird. You really had to be there. But we basically were leaving, and I remember because it was like 2 a.m. The show went way longer than we thought. Then the fucking strike was way longer. It was just a really shitty day. One of those just terrible. Hold on, Jerry, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I don't think he's talking. Is he talking?
Anyway. You muted?
Unmute yourself, Jeremiah.
He's not muted. I don't see the mute symbol.
Yeah.
Guys don't
I
hear
think
me?
he's just shot.
There we go.
Wait.
We just got you.
I think it's gating.
It is gating.
It's Tommy. You're louder than him, so you're taking over.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead, Jerry. Say what you're gonna say.
No, I was just saying I couldn't remember if we were loading in or loading out, but I thought there was still like sensitive, like we couldn't be loud.
That's you're 100% right. It was a real sensitive place where we had to load through. It was almost like a museum or something. I don't know.
Was
exactly.
it a city? Was it New York?
No, it was Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Yes, you said that.
Yeah, and we were loading out. It was when we were loading out because it was late at night. There was this guy that had to guide us out of there. Correct, Jer?
He was a cleaner.
Yes.
Muma. Oh, Muma's playing guitar. That's what it is.
Oh, sorry. I don't think it was that sensitive.
He was like a Rastafarian dude, man. He had his
Yes.
hair up, and he
Yes.
was just like stoned and cleaning away.
Yes.
Like I think he had one of those backpacks on, those
Yes.
vacuum things on, if I remember correctly. But he came up the freight elevator shaft, if I remember correctly, to come
Yes.
clean.
Yes.
And we were loading out, and we had a pile of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And he couldn't get through, so he started moving stuff away. But
Yes.
There was like a 45 rolling case.
Yes.
And on top of that case, we had all the pipe and drape pipes.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
stacked up.
And Jared, weren't some of them the cast iron ones too? Like the lighting. Some of them were even lighting. There was tons of poles. I know
I
that.
mean, yeah, quite honestly, the thing was loaded with pipes, and it was on. It was. We weren't quite yet to the freight elevator, and we were still on like a marble floor.
Yes. Yeah.
This dude, he's coming through. He can't get through, so he decides to push the case out of the way. But when he does it, I don't know what the hell happened, but he caused a chain reaction of pipes to come rolling off the case. But it wasn't like and it was over. It was like one after one after one in this long drawn out thing onto a marble floor in this great cavernous hall or something. It was the loudest shit ever. It just kept going.
And we were supposed to be quiet, but it was like something out of a cartoon. It went spoom, 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 boom, 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 boom. It just was so loud, dude. And we had to be dead quiet. We're supposed to be dead quiet, loading out. And I can't. And like you couldn't even believe what was happening. How loud it was. It was fucking bearable. It was like the worst thing that could have happened ever. And so go ahead, Jared.
So finally, the fucking noise stops. It's all over, and the guy's like kind of frozen there, and then he just says, "Dem pipes is rolling."
I never heard the full story before. I've only ever heard that line.
Dude, that's all.
Oh, I missed the line. What was it?
Go ahead, Jared.
After all the pipes finally came off the case and made this hell of a racket, and everything's like quieted down, he's just standing there, and he just says, "Dem pipes is rolling."
Dude, like, because me and Jared both just like
Dem
staring.
pipes is rolling.
Fucking believe it. And when he said that, I just looked at him and we started laughing our ass off. He just goes, "Dem pipes is rolling." Like, what the?
No shit, pal.
And it was like one of the most miserable nights ever, but that was like the funniest thing. Like it just made me laugh. We just drive like I didn't get home till like 5 a.m. It was like
Miserable
crazy.
nights always have something good about them.
Mhm.
Usually, if it's a memorable miserable night.
Yeah, I would love to have a miserable night right now. That'd be awesome. Bring it on.
All right. Anyone have any other stories like that? I got the elevated Mexican one.
I got to take a leak.
Take a leak then. I got Chinese rocket too, but Timmy D. Rolling. Muma, did you watch Inherent Vice at all? You're muted. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't yet. But you gave it to me.
Yeah. No, you're not gonna like it either.
I saw clips of it, like jumping in off of HBO and stuff. I'll watch it, but I'm still trying to catch up on like Letterkenny and.
Dude, I'm way behind on Letterkenny. I'm way
Yeah,
behind.
well, I'm rewatching it.
Oh, nice.
I think because I had a rewatch for Joanna.
Oh, nice.
So I think we're at like
Good. It's worth a rewatch.
Oh yeah, yeah. I missed a lot of stuff. It was nice to get back. What the hell? Oh, Ham's sitting in one of those chairs.
Ham was outside before.
Yeah, but now looks like he's sitting inside at his fireplace.
Yeah, he moved inside.
Must be
So,
cold for him.
Jay, are you going into the office every day? Super gated. There we go.
Not every day. We're going in on days that we have webcasting to do. Going on days where I have other people come in I need to manage. Some shit.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times a week.
Muma, how you spending the days?
Right now I'm on a sleep schedule. I go to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning, like noon. It sucks, man. It
You
started,
just
like,
shifted,
1 o'clock,
yeah.
and then it was going to like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. This
Same
morning
way.
I was up till 6:30 in the morning. This morning.
Dude, days should be 30 hours long. If days were 30 hours long, we could have 3-4 day weekends.
Yeah. So like I went to bed last night early. So I was like 10 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed, try to get back on schedule. I was up at 1 and was up till Joanna. I waited for Joanna to get up and then I went to bed. But,
Yeah, I feel like
that's
eventually
about
I'm going to stay up so late, I'll go around the clock. It's like, all right, I'm starting to go to bed at noon. All right, I'm going to bed at 2 in the afternoon. I'll eventually get back up to like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
See, that's where Lauren being pregnant has been awesome for me because she's like, it comes to. It used to be before all this happened. She was in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, like getting ready, being like, I have to go to bed. Now with all this, we've pushed it to a normal time of like 10:30, and it's been. I've been going to bed like consistently at like 11 o'clock at night and waking up at 7, and it's been freaking awesome.
That's really good.
And this is the first time in my life consistently that's ever happened.
Yeah, this is the worst sleep schedule I've had since college.
Yeah.
I'm a pile.
I'm a pile. So, if the aliens do take over, right? If it happens, are we gonna like blot out the sky like we do in every post-apocalyptic movie? Is that like is that just like our destiny to black out the sky?
What the hell does that mean?
Where are we going? What's happening right now? Where is mankind's end?
Can we just talk about beer and pussy, man?
I think we're all doomed.
Muma, you think we're all doomed?
A couple more years. This is going to parlay into something else, and it's not going to.
Yeah. It's like every big catastrophe seems like it's the end, and it never is. But I think this is the start of the end.
Asteroid, man.
Yeah.
Asteroids now.
You think an
just hope it's
asteroid?
quick.
Come on. We've lived the Earth has been around billions of years without an asteroid. The odds of us being that moment where an asteroid happens are very unlikely, dude.
Yeah, it'll
Very
be
unlikely.
nuclear fallout, and a nuclear winter is going to take us out, and that's tick-tocking away. And
I think for humankind, it will be humankind's fault they go out.
yeah,
I think it's gonna be Skynet, quite honestly.
Yeah. I don't think it's the end of life. Like whatever happens to end humans, it's not the end of life. In another billion years, there will be something differently advanced, which are birds who fly and communicate through their freaking brain or whatever. But
there's a hole in Antarctica that gets you to inner Earth.
Mhm. And that's where the party's at.
It's where the blue aliens live. Do you know about this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
it's also known as Jer's asshole.
Yeah.
Or Uranus.
Jared's is a pancake.
That thing's like a
Pancake.
big bag of leaves with a hole in it.
Pancake.
Pancake. Porto.
Hey.
Porto.
Molto pancake. Molto pancake. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
You know what I like about this place?
What's
The food's okay. It's about the respect. The movie is so great, guys. It is the most quotable movie. Can I get back into it? I
No.
want
When
it.
the movie is free on Prime or wherever, I'll watch it again. I already paid for it twice. Not
I
paying
told
for it
you,
again.
I'll pay for it for you again. I'll pay for it for all of you as many times as you want to watch it. That
Mike,
because
I'll
I
pay
know.
you not to let me watch that movie again.
All right, I'll
Not
take
let
that
me watch
money.
it. It was
what?
terrible.
What movie?
So
Inherent Vice.
Inherent Vice.
Inherent Vice.
Just send it to him.
I know he doesn't. He
You
doesn't
have
want to go. He doesn't go for those sort of backdoor shenanigans.
Yeah, I want DePrima to at least pay for the movie once.
You are 1 second, please.
Thou shalt not steal is not in his vocabulary when it comes to movies that he loves.
He's going to whip out the Blu-ray, I bet you. Here it
Uh,
comes.
He's got this thing on every which way but Sunday. It's not.
Every
don't
which
waste your
way
time
but
on this.
loose.
I have
Every
it.
which way but loose.
So Dangler, now that you get the Elvis bit on, have you listened to Danzig Does Elvis?
No.
You know Danzig?
Yeah, all I can ever picture
Mother.
is, all I
Well,
can
he
picture is
just really-
Danzig getting punched in the face by that little skinny guy.
Well, Danzig just released Elvis album today. Actually,
Did he really?
last week? I don't know.
Ham,
Recently.
you see this?
Yeah.
If something
he
is
bought it.
worth it, I will pay for all of it and do it like that. When something is genuinely unique and awesome, just like Under the Silver Lake, I will pay for everything. Under the Silver Lake vinyl, I have it. I just bought a special vinyl of Jesus and the Brides of Dracula, like a 10-inch that they made, the same one that they give out at the party. I paid for it.
That's kind of cool.
Just like Mandy.
So you're gonna send me a Blu-ray and the vinyl of Inherent Vice?
I will. If that's what it takes for you to enjoy this movie, it's cheap. I'll buy myself another vinyl. I'll buy myself another Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, you could pretty much buy it for what you would pay to rent it. So do that. I'm going to buy each and every one of you right now a copy of Inherent Vice.
No,
And I want you to own the Blu-ray.
No.
I want you to own the
No.
Blu-ray.
Please.
I
don't.
want you to own the Blu-ray.
No, I don't even have a Blu-ray player. Don't even.
Yeah.
You should own the Blu-ray
I had
because
one,
then you will pass it down to your children and they'll be like, my dad owned this movie. Why?
don't-
And you'll watch and be like, oh, this is a freaking great movie. They'll understand.
I don't have kids.
If you buy me the Blu-ray, I'm gonna hang it from my rearview mirror.
I'm buying you the Blu-ray and you're going to hang it from the rearview mirror.
It's kind of like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Might be something cool to have because it was the worst movie ever.
Not this movie. Not this damn movie.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I'm looking it up. Oh, yeah. I'm buying all of you copies.
I don't need one.
Don't
Yes,
take one
but
movie.
then you'll have it. Jer, I'm buying everyone a Blu-ray
I have
copy
it
of
already.
Inherent Vice.
I don't have a Blu-ray player.
I'm buying everyone a copy because it's like $6 a copy.
Is it really?
I heard.
Oh yeah, it's like $6 for the Blu-ray. I could probably
I have it on my hard drive.
I could probably get it for $1.99 if I waited long enough on eBay.
You could probably get it for 9 cents if you wait long enough.
I just bought a CD-ROM reader for my computer.
I have one already. I could have let you borrow one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
finally.
I found like my wedding photos are on CD-ROM. I don't even have them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I needed a reader.
Wow.
I finally got my mom to upgrade from a PC to a Mac. And I bought her a 5-year-old MacBook Air. And one of the main reasons, well, I didn't buy it for her. My dad bought it for her, but I put it together. I did everything for her. Because my mom asked me the other week, she handed me a CD and says, I need to put this on this. And I was like, all right. And I was like, you need to start learning how this works. So I bought her a MacBook Air so she could learn 10, 12 years ago technology. Because I got to start her there to understand anything that's here.
Yeah, but a MacBook Air has like a USB slot and that's it, right?
No, it's got 2 USB slots, a micro, a mini display, and an audio jack and a power jack. That's all it's got. But still, with that, I can give her a CD player to inject, to put in, and upload her stuff, which is exactly what she did today. She got through 1 CD.
Yeah, 1.
But she did it.
I'll do one.
She gonna do 1. And that's all she did.
Yep.
I'll be back. I gotta go pee.
Ooh, the moomin.
All right. This has been a long sesh for me. I'm going to check out now.
Yeah, I think everyone's gone.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'll say goodnight.
What am I going to do?
Now?
Talk louder,
My
Jer.
My Morning Jacket has a live stream I'm going to watch. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been getting into it, watching a lot of these live performances, especially from like no names too.
Yeah.
I think the one like great benefit to this whole COVID thing and quarantine is that so many people are doing like or creating content, whether it's
Exactly.
music,
Dude, exactly.
and you're starting to see a lot of like more humanity.
A lot of good. There's been a lot of spirituality come out of this. There's going to be a lot of good stuff that comes from this. Like, people, yes, like we said before, people are going to die and it's going to be freaking horrible. But there's going to be a lot of good stuff to come out of what's happening right now.
Like Travis's dive bar.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up. That's been polluting my Facebook page. Have you guys know about this?
Oh, yeah, Jared. I signed up. I watched some girl. There was some girl the other day. What was she doing? She was doing something. I don't remember. Something with drink. I don't remember. Jerry, you might have watched. And I was like, this is interesting. If I wasn't committed to watching a movie right now, I'd probably just sit here with a beer and watch her just talk about whatever.
Just pounding Jameson and PBRs. She just drank her face off.
What's Moomin got?
You got
Her
the
like
crabs.
kids would come running out in diapers, and she'd like swear at them, "Get the hell out of here! That's fucking on TV."
I'm on the TV.
I'm like, Rich, you
On
gotta
the
watch.
TV.
And that's when
Jared,
Rich started blasting.
Did
all
you
those,
save it? So can you send us the link to it? Because it should be saved. Once they go live, it'll save.
Might be on there. I might be able to find it.
Yeah, if you can find it, send us a link. All right, I'm saying
There's
good
one
night.
guy there's one guy I was friends with in like college and school, and I've been seeing him on that show doing shots in his kitchen. Keith Moore, he's got that long goatee with like the 2 spikes. So I was friends with that guy way back when.
That's
So
awesome.
he listens to metal and takes shots of whiskey. That's his bit. Doesn't say a word.
So Jer, what is it again? And it's a place where people can just join and go live, right?
No, it's a Facebook page. People post whatever they want. Some people go live. Some people just post memes. Some people...
But anyone can do it, right? Like we could go live one day on it.
Yeah.
Should we?
No.
Oh. That would be fun.
If you go on like in another couple hours, there's a couple girls that they just pound drinks and like 4 a.m. They're just they can't even hardly talk. It's funny as shit.
You're way too that group, Michael.
And what is it called again? Remind me.
Honest Trav's. I'll invite you to it.
I'm already part of it. I just wanted to remember what it was. Yeah, Honest Trav's Virtual Dive Bar. Oh man, it's brilliant. Is it a Pennsylvania thing specifically?
No, but it's a lot of PA people.
Yeah, it's a lot of PA people.
There's like 44,000 people on it.
But it started
in
Stewart's on there.
That's crazy. All right, guys, I'm saying good night.
All right.
Cool. Peace out.
Thanks for hanging out.
You guys.
No, you guys can stay on. I'm just saying good night.